Oh my goodness. And there it is. Wow, gets it in to go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The evening round, round number 2 of the 2021 PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Pleased to be here with you along with my main man, Mike Flanagan. We will bring you the final 6 games of qualifying tonight. And, based on what we saw in round number 1, and based on what previous experience may tell us about how round 2s may play, and Mike will certainly have some thoughts about that, we could see a slew of things. It could be high scoring. The scoring pace could come down. It could be a lot. What we do know is Brianna Cote had herself a fantastic round number 1. She is your round 1 leader at plus 345. Unbelievable bowling today. Again, Brianna Cote, 1545 for 6 games. Deandra Asbeatty as well. Got to give D some props. Plus 288 second. Lindsey Boomershine, fantastic day in third at plus 271. Stephanie Johnson at plus 258 is fourth. And in fifth place, Birgit Norwicks at plus 434. Fantastic bowling. We'll talk about the 32nd spot, the cash number, and what we expect to see. In fact, let's do it right now. Please welcome in Mike Flanagan to the broadcast. And Mike, you heard us talk about it. We were pretty impressed and amazed on what we saw earlier today, but you've seen it firsthand in previous events and how round 2s of qualifying may or may not play like they thought in round number 1.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's taken about a 220 average after all of qualifying, all 24 games, to make the top 4 in the stepladder the last 2 weeks. And it's taken a 217.66 average just to be in the cash number, which is we cashed 32 out of 76 players. They're halfway done before we make it to that first cut of 32 players, which we'll do later on today in our 6th game of coverage here today. So a lot higher scoring. We saw some high scores, but you never know with the pattern being laid down for the 3rd time. Practice session, morning squad, afternoon squad. Everybody's had some lunch, or I assume that they have. And we'll take the lanes and see what happens this afternoon, man.
Yes, we assume that there was some nourishment between the blocks, and something that the players certainly enjoyed today. The 4 on a pair this week, so a bit of a faster pace. There was more time to spend outside of the bowling center today, so I know the players certainly enjoyed that. And that should give them a bit more, some energy as well to finish strong here. There was a 1-300 game. It belongs to Verity Crawley. Congrats to Verity. Maria Jose Rodriguez shot 299 in game 4. Verity's took place in round number 1.
If you are on the high end and making the turn, you can start making your journey down to the low end via the
Final announcements from Tennille Milligan, Director of Operations here at the PWBA Tour.
Mask at all times. Over your nose, under your chin. All right, athletes, your arrows are up. You have a full set of pins. You may now begin round 2 of the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. Good luck.
All right, we're on to the lanes. We will begin with 23, 24, 25, and 26. That is PWBA 3. You're scoring at home. Haley Richard, Melissa Cameron, Julia Bond, Ashley Galante on 23 and 24. Missy Parkin, Taylor Boltice, Lindsey Boomershine, Carly Graham on 25 and 26. Say hellos to all of the good people watching right now on Bowl TV. Chris Pulliam, my man. Appreciate you as always. Michelle. By the way, folks, Michelle Carey is a published author. I'm not trying to get all in her business and throw her business out there, but if you want to read a few books, mainly Jinxed, of which I'm named in the book, just throwing that out there. Go ahead and buy that on Amazon or wherever you can buy your books. Michelle will tell you where to get it. also. Hello to Joe. I see you. Tiff. Hey, been a while since I've seen or heard from Tiff. Hi, Tiffany. Nice to see you. Virtually, of course, or through the chat. Hello to Harvey. Chris is dropping some words of knowledge right now in the chat. Hello to Terry, and Gloria, Gregory, and everyone who will join us here in just a second. Feel free to drop some comments or questions about maybe what you think could happen here in round number 2, maybe what you saw, maybe what you watched, why this, why that. We'll try our best to give you some answers or at least an opinion on something as we said. Hello to Jennifer. Hi, Sean. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. All right. 32nd, as we mentioned, or in this case, which was a tie for 31st with Diana Zavyalova and Summer Jasmine, is a plus 106. Plus 106 would get you a check if qualifying were to have ended yesterday. Or this morning, I should say. Might have been higher yesterday during practice if we actually had counted those. And we saw a lot of strikes yesterday during practice. I mentioned the top 5, but I will start also with 6th. And that is Taylor Bailey, who ended the day, or I should say round 1, with a 287 game. She had the front 10. And Taylor at plus 223. She's followed by Jordan Richard, who was 7th at plus 216. Stephanie Zavala, who had a lot of questions and some comments in the chat. Someone was checking in on her progress, and she's been fantastic today at plus 209. Kayla Crawford in 9th at plus 208. And Abby Ragsdale at plus 196 is in 10th. That is 3 rookies in the top 10 after round 1, which is pretty impressive thinking about the entire rookie class overall. And really, sometimes you can get into a situation where you're thinking about striking because you have to keep up with the scoring pace instead of just allowing the ball to do what it's supposed to do and staying kind of in your own zone, if you will. So it's pretty impressive on what we've seen thus far. Some names who we haven't seen a lot of. Summer Jasmine, for example, right now, again, tied for 31st. Carolyn Doran Ballard in 18th. She is bowling her first event this week. I mentioned Jordan Richard, but at one point during round 1, her sister, Haley Richard, was in 10th. They both were in the top 10 at one point in round number 1, and Haley is off to a very good start today as well. So a lot of games left. We've got a lot of time. Speaking of names who we saw or who are in the top 32, there's a lot of names who are not right now in the top 32. Names like Valerie Bercier, Jasmine Mason, Danielle McEwen, Ashley Galante, Josie Barnes, Lucia Restrepo, Liz Colkin, Daria Payo. So some work to do for a lot of players here in this 6-game block. Should be exciting.
I think for me, and if you've been watching the last few weeks, the most surprising number here is Liz Johnson.
Yeah.
She bowled 1089 for her 6 games. That's 111 under. In order for her to make the cut, currently right now the cut number is plus 106. She is 200 pins plus outside of the cut. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Liz Johnson's not going to cash in this tournament, which is very surprising. You talked about Haley Richard. I had a chance to work with Haley and Jordan when I did some work for Ebonite International.
Hot sauce.
Yeah. Yep. We did a pretty fun video with them and got to know them very well. And I also did a pretty deep dive interview with Haley that never aired but I just asked her a question. I had her in a room. She was sitting in a chair with some lights on, and I was asking her all these questions about bowling. And she was a second team All-American at Arkansas State, or maybe it was the third team. I don't remember exactly, or honorable mention. But she was a damn good bowler, Emil, in college. But because her twin sister, Jordan Richard, they are twins. Because Jordan was the highly decorated, mean strike ball, most valuable player. Haley was kind of overshadowed, and she loves her sister. I mean, they would do anything for one another. But I just asked her the question. I said, your sister Jordan's an incredible bowler, but you're a really good bowler too. And she shook off the question, Emil. She shook it off like, yeah, I'm all right, And I said, no, wait a minute. Forget about your sister for a minute. Let's just pretend like it's just you. How would you feel about how you are as a bowler if you didn't have to think about how Jordan's bowling? And she started kind of getting emotional about it. And she broke down on me. And it just goes to show how much pressure can be put on someone when your sister is such a great bowler and you're twins. So ever since we kind of had that moment, Haley and I have just had a good relationship. And she sought me out after that last squad and came up and said, hi. I'm like, hey, we missed you out here. You belong out here. She's like, yeah, I know. And I said, it's great to see you out here, and it's great to see you bowling well, inside the top 10 at the time. She bowled 220 the last game. I think she fell to 12th or something like that. I have the standings right here. I'm just too lazy to look at them, but I know she's somewhere around there. And I said, hey, keep it up. You belong here. And she goes, yeah, I know. So you're absolutely right. There's a lot that goes into this bowling stuff. And, Haley's been staying at home with the fam, been spending time with her nieces and nephews and the kids around the family. She's a great family person, very close. And Jordan's been out here bowling the big tour, and Haley's kind of just out here on a free roll. So pretty cool.
That is well said. And it's excellent. I would say great to see. And I agree. No doubt about it. Haley more than held her own at Arkansas State. And she has shown flashes and glimpses when she has bowled the events on the PWBA Tour. So the talent is there, certainly. And she's showing it right now here on bowltv.com. Appreciate everyone tuning in as we get going. Just a quick note, just kind of right off the top. If you watched us earlier today, we've been having some bandwidth issues we've been working through, and so if you see some momentary buffering, just feel free or kind enough to let us know. But more than likely, we see it, and we may or may not have to make a switch on a particular channel. Generally speaking, if you're watching the individual channel by itself, things look fine. And so just kind of keep that in mind. So don't fret. I volunteered to take all the hits this weekend and, give Mike some cushion and, just wrap my arms around him and give him a nice bear hug.
Yeah, and I went to, there's no sports authorities anymore. So I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I purchased Emil some Everlast boxing gloves and armored gear. Got him a nice head helmet thing, whatever they call that, sparring gloves. So yeah, we are aware of it, and if you ever do see it kind of hiccup or whatever, there is a solution. You can just bring up whatever pair you want to watch and mute that, and then listen to us if you want. Or like most people do, they just watch their pair and they never even tune into the main channel.
Right now we're watching again the pair we started with. We briefly went over to I believe it was PWBA 2 at the moment.
Yep, PWBA 2 is where I believe I set that one. Look at you, Emil, bringing up Liz Johnson for me.
How about that? Pretty important story, as you talked about earlier today, or as you just talked about, but essentially that qualifying round. And well, I think it's kind of what you would expect from someone caliber and class of Liz Johnson to try to get out to the best start possible, considering where she finished this morning, and she's got the front six.
How amazing would it be if she cashed in this tournament?
I don't think my mind is conditioned to think that she can, based on the things I've seen and my experience. However, considering the start and the scoring pace, it's certainly not unfathomable to think that she won't cash. Right now, the odds are certainly against her.
And look, everybody knows I'm the biggest Liz Johnson fan in the world, and I give her a lot of airtime, okay? But Liz is 111 under. And again, let's put it in perspective here. 106 over is the cut right now. So that's 117 pins Liz Johnson has to make up in this squad. And the reason why we're talking about this is currently right now in earnings. Liz Johnson, $27,900. Second is Dasha at $18,825. Now, a 300 game will help you. Points. Liz Johnson is second in points. Average on tour. She is second high in average coming into this event at 217.93. She has 2 championship round appearances in 5 weeks. She is on her way to contend for Player of the Year, to win her 4th Player of the Year since the rebirth in 6 years. And Liz Johnson is in 69th position out of 76 players where the scores are high, and she's 111 under.
Run is over. 10 pin for LJ in the 7th frame. No, Mike. I mean, I don't think you need to make the case. The case is made. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's rather shocking, certainly, but it's one of those things. It's like, she's still Liz Johnson, right? And at the end of the day, it's she had a bad block, bad ball reaction. From what I can see, and talking to people, whatever, and some people had great ball reactions today. So there's always that give and take, obviously, and so we'll see. I mean, that's the other story. We'll get a chance to kind of watch Liz if she can make the climb. Not even certainly to we're not even talking about top 12 or anything. We're just talking about 32 to 32nd place by the end of our block tonight. Can Brianna Cote go into tomorrow with the lead? Well, Andrea Asbeatty might have something to say about that, as with Lindsay Boomershine, Stephanie Johnson, their Getz, of course. Get a rookie lead. Could it be Taylor Bailey? Could it be Stephanie Zavala? How about Kayla Crawford? Maybe Abby Rackman? Lauren Pate also on that pair, along with Carrie Smith. And Lauren Pate. He shot 279 in game 3 this morning. as the back six after an early open in frame one. Mia Kobo, Tanya Raumenper, Jordan Richard. We talked about Jay Rich on the string as well. Trouble there for Kobo. Haven't had a chance to really check in on the ITC, so I'm not sure how Wichita State is doing. Of course, Kobo, a Wichita State alum. And Liz Johnson back on it, able to get some carry. Actually, back-to-back shots, kind of very similar to what Liz just did. You saw what Carrie Smith-Ball did and able to carry as well. So the carry for carry. Don't be confused. Right now, if you're like plus 100, you're actually I'd say plus 60. I would be willing to go that far. Maybe even plus 50. I don't think you are shut out by any stretch. And you'll have a chance to continue on for bonus bowling tomorrow. I think the thing about Liz is that I don't think anyone in the chat, myself, Mike has just talked about it, but, because of who we're talking about, we know it's possible. It's possible with anybody. Let's not, take away things, but this is Liz Johnson. And we know she can get there. It's going to be difficult, but it can be done.
Got a little update for you. Jody Wessner, front seven, down on towards the end, towards the right. And do you remember what I said about Shannon Plahowski the last set?
Yes.
I said that look with urethane.
She remains in that bowling ball. And looks like she obviously, at the time we started watching her, certainly.
She started with reactive resin. And then she, in game two, went to urethane. And then started bombing them towards the end of the block. I talked to her and told her exactly what I said on air about her. And she says she's got 3 urethane balls. She drove here. And I told her, I said, I took CDB against you in our match that I made, the fictitious match that really didn't matter. And I said, that's because you missed right 1 out of every 4 or 5 shots. And she corrected me. She goes, yes, the first week that was true, but last week I made the show and I didn't do it as much. I said, well, are you going to not do it at all this rest of this tournament? She goes, I'm going to try. Well, she's got the front 7 down there. And I told you and everybody that she might go lead this tournament.
Well, that back half of her block, she arguably had the best look in the building. She definitely has the best look of all lefties.
Yes.
And there aren't many lefties here this week. And now she'll be up momentarily. We'll let you know if she's got the front 8. Is that just outside of our PWBA?
Yeah, it's outside of our ring. But if she does do it, I will record it and I'll load it into here and we'll play it. But, yeah, and then the other thing about urethane, man, is becoming a story for me. Because Verity bowled 300 with urethane, fast pitch. And Shannon Plahowski is killing it with urethane. And I just watched Maria Jose Rodriguez is throwing that purple tank ball, which is urethane by Motive.
Well,
we're starting to see some urethane out here.
And it's funny, just a couple of years back, there was probably maybe 2 players, maybe 1, no 2, Shannon Pluhowski, and Verity would throw urethane, but you didn't really see too many traditional players throw urethane on the PWBA. And I think
I'm going
that's
to go
starting to
check
change.
on these 2 300s, man.
Absolutely. All right, so Mike's on 300 watch. I've seen with my own eyes. I saw Shannon Pluhowski qualified 24th at the U.S. Women's Open 2016. 24th for match play. I watched her climb all the way to the top spot to lead the tournament, of course, and be the number 1 seed for the TV show. So we were talking about Liz and putting a block together to make the cut. Shannon certainly can do it. That part is not in question for her at the moment, because she is currently in 15th and obviously trying to stay in that match. But what Shannon is and what she could do, she could, as Mike said, obviously not even win the tournament, but certainly just tonight walk out of here as the leader. Hey Jeff, appreciate you. Thank you very much. It has been certainly nice to be back. Thanks to all the players, the fans, the virtual fans, the virtual fans, and the staff here. Appreciate everyone welcoming me back with open arms. Jose Rodriguez, by the way, 7th spare in the 9th frame, so she may find herself in the 250s with a double in the 10th frame. It's hard to tell, but I think Shannon Pluhowski may be in the 10th frame. And I see Mike's camera rolling. So I'm going to guess that Shannon Pluhowski right now has the front 9 and she's working on 10. And I believe that was number 10. And boy, it was stone cold Steve Austin type flush right there. The sound her ball just made was mimic the glass shattering this stone cold to walk out into the arena. Aaron Hawkins, you are 100% correct. .248, Liz Johnson. So we'll have, looks like we'll have a couple of views. We'll have the official video, if you will. If Shannon can complete the job here, we'll have some social media for you as well. Check all the PWBA social channels. That one looked like it was through the nose for Pluhowski. But very nice start for Shannon. She's going to be in the 280s.
Jody Westner did not, I think in the 9th she missed. Shannon Pluhowski got the first one in the 10th, had the front 10. And then she missed 3 boards to the right on her 11th and went through the nose for a 4-6. But hey, She's repeating shots a lot better. She did miss right once in the entire game, I should say, of qualifying, and she's going to bowl 287 probably, which is a great start.
Michael, there is one additional note. My memory serves correctly. There are 2 players currently in this building who were on the stepladder finals last time the PWBA was in this building. You know who those players are?
Blahowski?
Correct. Guess what she was throwing?
Urethane?
Correct. The other is our defending champion, Josie Barnes. The stage is set. The other 2 players were from Team Singapore, Jazreel Tan and Sherry Tan. Which actually brings us to another question, but we'll get to that in just 1 second.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually talked about them last week. When they're over here, there's less catch spots available for the rest of the field.
Oh, no doubt. No question about that.
And you can almost pencil in one TV spot also. Sometimes 2.
No question. Team Singapore, we haven't seen Team Malaysia. Although we could see a player from Malaysia. I know Shaolin Zulkifli was attempting to make a trip. She still badly would like to win a PWBA title to kind of cement her overall legacy. She is certainly a legend, not only internationally, but certainly in Malaysia. And she had to stop the trip sometime last month, maybe a few weeks back. Her husband had contracted COVID, so she wanted to make sure everyone was good at home. So we may see Shaolin at some point this season.
Inside the cut number, Carrie Smith bowled 277 the first game.
So it looks like we're, of course, about complete with game 1 here. Anna Zabialova off to a fine start.
Yeah, we'll move over there.
Just finished up. DZ will be up in just a second.
Diana can still bowl 277. And she came in on the number 106 over. Tied for 31st, which we cashed 32, blows the 5 out. Still waiting on Daria's 300 game that's coming in this tournament. She's got 5 more games to do it. Unless she can make it into the cut number. I was down there watching her. She had 260 left. Left the 7 pin in the 9th frame and missed it to the left. I'm not sure how she finished the game, but I watched her throw 2 shots that were strikes, and again, in my opinion, the pins have no chance. If I had to, if my life was on the line in this bowling center right now, and I had to have somebody throw a strike for me, I'd have Daria throw the ball. And I think a lot of people would think I'm insane, because in the standings, you would say, oh no, why don't you pick Brianna Cote? Why don't you pick Deandra or Lindsay Boomershine or Stephanie Johnson, or these leaders? Or Mike, you think Shannon Pawlowski's going to go to the lead? Why wouldn't she throw the shot for you? Sorry, Daria's throwing the ball for me. And I think she would execute that shot if somebody's life was on the line. So the rest of this block, she needs to execute shots like somebody's life's on the line, and she'll get in there.
Yeah, we know it's there for her. I think she knows it's there for her. Even based on yesterday, even though it was practice, she knew the look that she could have potentially. That cross with Shannon Pluhowski and Taylor Bailey is really shaping up to be kind of one to watch the rest of the day.
Yeah, I went down there when I was filming, and they're like buddies. They're attached at the hip. They sit right next to each other, they're talking to each other. Shannon, maybe it's the name Shannon.
She's filling in.
Yeah. This is just another Shannon. This will work. Of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, Shannon O'Keefe is a mentor to Taylor Bailey. Actually, Taylor lives there and helps with the team. Went to McKendree, and Shannon O'Keefe is not here. So we even asked her yesterday, you feel a little lost? Yes, I feel lost without Shannon here. Well, now she's paired up with another Shannon, and everything's going fine.
All right, so it looks like now everyone is on to game number 2. So there will be a few items to change graphically, and we'll start knocking those out certainly as well.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. Let's stay here. Daria is on this double pair right here. I gotta see what she bowls. I'm gonna set the over under on 226, and I'm taking the over.
What say you, chat? 226 for Daria Payok, game number 2. Mike's taking the over. So while we wait for the players to begin the competition, well, I had it on. And as soon as I find it, I'll let you know. All right, we got 1 over. Okay. 1. Do we have 2? Do we have 2? Do we have 2? Well, I'll tell you what we do have. And that is that's really what we needed. There we go. I Am Bowling, Logo Infusion's newest bowling apparel brand. Be sure to visit them at iambowling.com. Again, I Am Bowling, Logo Infusion's newest bowling apparel brand. Visit us, or visit them, really. You don't want to visit me. iambowling.com. So we'll keen in on Daria Payok here this game, and this will be good. I don't think we've had a chance. Early on, she was on for a little bit, but we get to key in, and this also keeps us, we get a chance to see what Shannon Pluhowski would do this game. as well as Taylor Bailey. A lot of players, or excuse me, there's been some folks in the chat also taking an interest in Ashley Hoyt from Battle Creek, Michigan, as well.
Well, we got some great talents in front of us here for this game number 2. Now there's Shannon. She missed in by about 1.5 boards on that shot and tripped the 6-pin. So that's one miss in this game for Shannon. And again, like I said, 2 weeks ago, it was 2 shots a game she'd miss in. Last week, 1.5. She's trying to reduce it down to about 1 a game, if any. And that's what great players do, Emil, is they'd rather miss left for a right-hander or miss right for a left-hander and not give the head pin away.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take Brooklands all day. All right, and it's an opportunity to regroup because you still got a break, so you got to capitalize. I've got to think though, that might be just, and I don't know how much time Shannon has had to practice with her coaching schedule prior to her first event in Minnesota. Of course, coming off a national championship in Nebraska, so my guess is she gets a chance to practice with the players, etc. But maybe putting herself in competition mode, maybe not that type of opportunity. And so, dusting the cobwebs off, if you will, a little bit. And clearly each week, and you've watched her now for 3 consecutive weeks, each week seems to be an improvement each and every time. And she was, really, really good last week.
Yeah, she was in 15th coming in to this round. Let's see how many she was out of the top 4. She was 156 over. Fourth was 150 or 258 over, so she was 102 out of 4. Old 288. How many pens do you think she made up? 40, 50? We'll see in a minute, but
well, when I don't remember. Let's see if I still have the score sheets. We were chatting about after Maria's 299 game 4, how many spots she might move up.
Yep.
And at the time, because of the scoring pencils, well, I mean, it could be 15 spots. It could be like 5, just because of the amount of strikes being thrown. And let's see, Maria was 37, tied for 37th before she shot 299. After 299, she went to 11, and that was game 4 of round 1.
I saw you guys in the chat talking a little bit about Daria. I set that number at 226 this game over under. I believe Shannon's going to bowl a nice game here, but if there were some odds on this, I would take Daria at the plus odds head to head with Shannon here. Shannon missed in again. So 2 shots in a row, Shannon misses in. And that's the Achilles heel, I believe they call it.
A lot of love again for Stephanie Zavala in the chat, and she was really good, obviously throughout the block, but I think if you have any knowledge of her game, and obviously those in the chat talking about it do, I would agree. She can definitely get in and open up the lanes. She shot 243, 269. I'm not sure how much, how far left she really got in that block, and this on this pattern. Even those who have a rev rate like Stephanie, Arias of the world, Jordan, they just didn't seem like they were too far left, or because they didn't have to be. It was different.
We got standing Shannon Polhowski, a big move, Emil. Moves up 8 spots. You want to give us a rundown here?
All right, let's go. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. All right. Overall totals. Brianna Cote, 246. She is now at 1791. Plus 391. Andrew Asbeatty. First of all, who did you say was making a move?
Shannon Polhowski.
Okay. Plus 315 for Deandra Asbeatty. Lindsay Boomershine third at plus 295. She shot 224. Jordan Richard now fourth at plus 272 after 256 game. Stephanie Johnson fifth. She shot 193. She's at plus 251. Here to get Dorks at plus 214. At 214 she shot. She's now plus 248. And there is Shannon Polhowski, seventh after 287. She gets to now plus 243, again in seventh place. Maria Jose Rodriguez is in eighth. She shot 243, now at this plus 239. Taylor Bailey falls a few spots after shooting 198. She's at plus 221. And Stephanie Zavala is in 10th. Shot 207 at plus 216. Kayla Crawford 11 at plus 208. Verity Crawley and Haley Richard are tied at plus 201 for 12th place. 13 players now at plus 200 or better. In this case, plus 201 or better. And Missy Parkin right now, the cash number at plus 121 in 32nd.
A couple notable games here. 278 for Carrie Smith, 277 for Diana Z, 258 for Jody Westner, 254 for Lee Jean Mason, 244 for Rocio, Liz Johnson at 248, moves up 5 spots to 64. What that 32nd position go up? How much did the cut number go up here?
Well, it's plus 106 after 6 games.
So 121 now. Ooh. So 15 a game. That's right on par with the first squad because it was 217 average to cash. Meanwhile, Shannon Polhowski has yet to strike here. She just came off a huge game. She missed in twice. I didn't see her last shot. I saw there was a 3-pin left. And meanwhile, as I said, I'm waiting for Daria to bowl 300. She's got the first 3. And she's out there bowling like somebody's life is on the line every time. And CDB is quietly just next door lurking. And we got Team 6-bagger over on the left as well.
So far to this point, it's we thought the first 3 games would be important this morning on the Fresh. I still think that's the case, and it's really proven to be true. We're seeing big scores on the Fresh.
Polhowski here is really baffling me. I mean, she went from just absolutely crushing them, 288, crushed them down the stretch the last block, the last few games, and she missed in and tripped the 6-pin, and then missed in, missed out, now missed in again. She's got 3 urethane balls. Daria has upped her ball speed from the morning squad. I feel like she's zipping it down there pretty quick. Right on cue, wrap 10. I like it though. I like the straighter is greater approach and let that power take over. CDB with 10 back.
Classic CDB right there too.
Oh, that's the one she throws for the title. That's what they look like.
The high flush 7.
Taylor Bailey striking. Yeah, if you ever notice, go back and watch some of those old TV shows by a young Carolyn Doran Ballard, still young. But if she ever needed a double in the 10, the first shot was always a light mixer for a strike. But when she needed the second one, and there's Daria missing another single pin spare. She would that last shot you just saw is what the second shot in the 10th for the title looked like. First one was always a light mixer. It's almost like she planned it. I'm gonna make the pins dance a little bit. I call the second shot the Nintendo bowling strike. It's where all the pins just kind of stand up like a half inch and just walk backwards into the pit.
How good were you at that game?
I was best in the neighborhood.
Best on the block.
There you go, Shannon. There you go. Welcome back.
Game 2 of 6, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us. My name is Emil Williams Jr. He is Mike Flanagan. We are here with you in 2021 at the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. It's done back, of course, since 2019. Josie Barnes, your defending champion. But as of today, Brianna Cote, your leader after 6 this morning, round number 1, and still your leader after 7. With 1 game in this afternoon. Someone to also keep an eye on, Mike, is Summer Jasmine, who, in my time and experience on tour, has been one of those players who just continues to work and work and work, and you start to see the arrow up continue to go up and up and up, kind of like Dogecoin right now.
Dogecoin, good one.
And so she was struggling a little bit earlier this morning, but she finished the block with 258, 266 to get to plus 106 in a tie for the last cashing spot after round 1. So keep up with her progress as the day goes along. Summer has always been a Bold TV fan favorite as well.
Well, she's a tremendous human being, and anybody that's interacted with her for good reason is a fan. I'm a fan. You're a fan. Everybody's a fan.
She went 214, 184, 203, 181, which, you know, at the time, certainly that pace was not going to get you in the number. In the finished block with 258, that is, 266. And she started this block with 204, and she's off to a solid start in game 2. She's got 5 out of 6 because Summer Jasmine. those of you curious, you can go on over to PWBA 2 and check out Summer. She's on pair with Diana Zabialova, Alexis Petrick, and Abby Ragsdale.
Looks like Shannon might have missed that one a little bit at the bottom. She didn't like it off her hand. This is going to be one of those games where Shannon, I think, is probably going to bowl 2-0, 2-teen, maybe pop in 220. And this is about as bad of a game you're going to see out of Shannon. And there's Daria, 10 back, looking good. Carolyn working on a double here, looking for the triple. Oh, that's inside. Oh, look at her. She wanted it. She gave a little elbow pump on the last shot on the left. There's nothing more fun than watching Dell and Carolyn compete on the lanes. They are so competitive. And now Shannon is the ball.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were in the name of the game when you're throwing at a spare, you got to hit the pin to knock it down.
Did you see what was the 3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Wiggle. I mean, it went forward.
Yeah, she touched the pin.
Wow.
Again, we were covering these two pairs, I should say, earlier today, and it was fun to watch. 7 of the 8 players are plus, which that doesn't always happen. Taylor Bailey, sitting here, she's like, "Hey guys, I know you're talking about Shannon, you're talking about Carolyn, you're talking about Daria." But if you look at the standings, gentlemen, I'm hanging out in 9th right now. And I'm throwing the front 7 at you, 6 at you. It'll be 7 in a minute, I bet. And no, we're not that far delayed that I'm predicting that something that I've already seen. And then right next door, we've got front 6. Must be something about that bottom right position.
It has produced numbers.
Yeah, it has.
I'll be honest. I'll tell you. In regards to Taylor Bailey, when you watched her bowl collegiately, and I really thought, from when you enter college, the improvement that one expects and hopes to make, and just again the needle continuing to go up, and to an All-American player, first team All-American, and to see her put in the work certainly, and have some early success. Especially taking on, was it the first event? Am I thinking of Minnesota, perhaps? But she maybe missed the cut? What am I thinking? Either way, it's getting things done today.
Yes, it is.
Let's also welcome in Nick Hoagland.
Oh, wow. Hey, Nick.
Into the Bowl TV community. Of course, Nick always drops in and likes to hold court a little bit. Some discussions about playing conditions.
Oh, Taylor Bailey, come on here.
Yeah. I don't know who's responsible for that one. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on
probably on me.
Stephanie Zavala here. You talked about her. I'm Sam Houston State.
Yep.
I mean, She's out there doing her thing right now. There's Pulhowski. Hey, I'm going to feed it to the gutter a little bit quicker, everybody. And I'm going to start throwing messengers again before I get out of here. And then you can follow my journey on the other Bull TV streams. So who's going to have the high game here, Emil, out of these 8 players? Who's your money on?
Well, I think Taylor bounces back here. Eliminates the miscue in the 7th. Although, you know, Michaela's doing her thing over there.
Yeah, Michaela's got front 7.
I just realized that what pace Stephanie was on. Speaking of Zavala.
Yeah. Got 279 left. Taylor Bailey, 267. We call that a league bowler 267, by the way. Oh, almost a 7-9. She's creating some power today. Well, if she throws at this 7-pin the same way she just threw at the 8-pin, she'll pick it up. Come on, Stephanie. Come on. Get up the hill. Oh, good shot. I still think Daria takes the high game here. I set the over-under at 226. And I'm going out on a limb here because, that's basically saying I got no confidence in Michaela, and that's not what I'm trying to say here. I know that's how it probably comes off, but I'm just trying to stick with my horse here. But obviously, if Michaela gets this one.
Julie, let's see if I can help you out here. By the way, since Nick is watching, Nick, for the viewers, if you wouldn't mind to talk about the importance of lane surface when developing a lane condition. Those of you don't know, Nick comes out to each venue for the season, does his work, analyzes things, and based on what he sees at the varying centers, then obviously makes his final calculations on what he will create from the lane map. Okay, so Julie, Valerie Bercier. She is on. Right now, Valerie is on 20. I'm sorry, she's on 3 and 4. She's out of our camera range. The first time she'll be visible this round will be game number 4. Speaking of Valerie, she'll be on 15 and 16, and that's PWBA 1.
Daria did not have good footing on her spare. Scaring me here a little bit. Here's Michaela, though. Front 7, looking for 8. Have a weak 10 there. Nice run, though. Cool thing is watching these ladies perform out there. I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of big games here.
You might be busy.
Got possible 238 for CDB. Stephanie's got an incredible ball roll today. 258 max score. Shannon Pulhowski now putting together a triple in the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. Still get to 224, which is a low game for her with the look she has. But hey, way to put it together here at the end of the game, Shannon. I like Daria's approach at going a little bit straighter, a little more speed, attacking the pattern, attacking the dry, not trying to hook the whole lane. Oh. Oh, man. I set that over under at 226. Now it's a back score at 225. She's going to bowl 225, by the way. That's a given. Oh, boy. CDB with the fist pump. Ooh, Taylor Bailey almost leaves a solid 8 right next door to Daria. Daria gives her a little knucks there. Taylor going about her business here. This is inside a target. Didn't stick that one very well. Still can be in the 260s. Shot at Verity off on the left. Verity going into 10th frame can strike out for 270 even. Spare strike, spare sheet. Ashland gets on the board with a strike. Wolhowski's back. I don't know if she moved left. It looks like she might have moved left after messing around with going highlight at the beginning of the game. Looks further outside. Carolyn now up in 10th frame. She's in 22nd position currently. 2:11 start. He's left 2 of those 7 pins just like that, where the 5 doesn't connect. 2 of them this game. This has been a really well bowled game by Carolyn. Should have bowled a higher score, in my opinion.
How many times have you said that about your own bowling at some point in your life?
Oh, yeah, every time. Every time. I didn't carry. If I'd have just moved one more board. How did that guy that has half the revs as me and half the ball speed beat me by 40? I love Carolyn's theatrics. She didn't like that 7 pin off her hand. And then she wipes her brow as she's walking off the back of the approach. She's what's the word I always... She's a technician. She reminds me of Barnes. Just a complete technician. One of the most knowledgeable people in the sport of bowling, Carolyn Doran-Ballard.
That comes across in her analysis. And I think it's been great to see the Bowl TV really kind of get that.
That was fun to watch. Well bowled, Carolyn. 217. Clean game. Couple of sticky 7 pins there for you. Otherwise, you've been in the 240s. Taylor Bailey's just got this bowling ball reading off the mid lane of the pattern, and it's kind of going sideways, but a controlled sideways that is devastating. She almost left a 7-9. She ran over the rack for an 8-pin, and she's going to be in the 250s. And I told you, Daria is good. I said 226 for an over/under. She's going to bowl 225. And that 8-pin on the left lane cost us the over. Or if she didn't miss the single pin, the 10-pin, she'd have been over 226. Taylor Bailey's going to be in the 240s, and that's with running by an 8-pin. Michaela, after being completely flawless and perfect, has now struggled to finish the game. Daria with a ball change, 224. That would have been cool if we'd had a 7-10 conversion by Alexis Nair. Finish this out. They are A2 machines here, so the bounceability of picking up a split here is better than, say, a GSX pin setter bowling center, without a doubt.
Based on your bowling center experience.
Yeah.
I got a very nice lesson in last night. Thank you very much. Why is that? I'm sure Nick will chime in as well.
Yeah, it's just got to do with the way that the pit is assembled and the way that it's created. It's just a pin curtain thing, and the way that the pin setter in the back takes your bowling ball and retrieves it, and the way the pins get sent up into the chute to then be dropped down. It's a matter of what parts are back there and how close they are to the back and in what positioning for bounce reasons. I wouldn't mind doing a video one day and doing a deep dive into that.
It's interesting. It's one of those things to where, like, there's always something to learn about bowling. And it's if you enjoy learning, this is the sport for you.
Yeah, you know what I want to learn about, Emil? I want to learn if this is the last stop of the season on the PWBA tour.
My guess is no. And by the looks of it,
look right here.
Imagine that. Information in the palm of your hands. Of course, this is not the last stop. Heck, we're just really getting started. Next week, quick turnaround, folks. The USBC Queens is next week in Reno, Nevada. And we'll get back on it standard event-wise with the BVL Open, May 27th through the 29th. And then the calendar turns to June. We'll remain in New York. BVL is in Farmingdale. Albany Open, of course, also in New York. June 3rd through the 5th. A lot of stuff going on in June. Greater Nashville Open in Smyrna, Tennessee, June 10th through the 12th. And then back to Executive Strike and Spare for the PWBA Louisville Open, June 17th through the 19th. And you'll see the Striking Against Breast Cancer Mixed Doubles, also known as the Lucy, the late July into the beginning of August, and the Go Bowling Classic, August 3rd through the 5th, and then the International Bowling Campus Classic and the Bowl TV Classic. And if memory serves correct, all those will be at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas, similar to what we saw at the Kickoff Classic in January. And then out to Spokane, August 19th to the 21st, U.S. Women's Open, August 24th through the 31st in Rohnert Park, California. PWBA Fall Classic in October. The Pepsi Classic follows. And then something to be determined on Halloween through November 1st. So very different from recent years regarding the number of events how they're spaced, etc. So obviously, lots of opportunity for you to continue to watch the best in the world perform at the highest levels of their craft. We've got more bowling for you today. Certainly, we'll head to game 3. So it's been interesting to watch how this is all unfolding. And certainly now that we have reached round number 2, it's all right. You know, we got to make a cut. So who is it going to be? Right now, it's going to be NDO, because NDO bowling events give the everyday amateur bowler the opportunity to compete in a professional environment, measure their skills against some of the best bowlers in the world, and learn what it takes to compete at the highest level. If you think you have what it takes to compete with the best bowlers in the world, or you simply want to hone your skills in a competitive environment, find an NDO bowling event near you. That is NDO Bowling. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my guy Omar Arnett.
Hi, Emil.
Michael.
How's it going?
Well, sir. Well, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm just hanging out over here.
You look great.
You look better.
I do actually. I'm not going to be front with you. No arguments for me, my man.
Hey, I'm just glad we got everybody watching today. We're going to have a giveaway at some point here. Autograph program by the leader of this squad. Will it be Brianna Cote again? Or will it be somebody else?
Yeah, Judy Stenhouse was the winner earlier today in round number 1. So she will get an autographed program signed by Brianna Cote. What do you say we do that giveaway? Let's say we do it after this game.
Okay, sounds good.
Or the end. Let's say the end of game 3. Does that work for everybody?
And, hey, Emil, we've been following these two pairs here, and we got to give some other pairs some love. So we are going to bounce out of here, but before we do, I did talk to Shannon Polhowski when I was swapping out graphics, and I said, "Did you move left that last game?" And she goes, "Well, if you'd have paid attention, Mike, I moved left almost every frame, and she couldn't get far enough left." And then she said in the 10th frame she had something weird with her finger happen on that second shot in the 10th. But if you want to continue watching this group of ladies, 7 of them plus, and many of them well into the cut number and contending, and we could see them possibly win the event, you can hang out here. This is PWBA 3, but we are going to abandon that pair, and we are going to bring in some new bowlers to critique and talk about. And here they are.
It's a pretty good group here. Really great group. We got a chance to see Danielle a little bit earlier today, and obviously talked about the injury that she's been battling, foot injury. We get a chance to see Sandra Gongora. Well, with Liz Colkin and Caitlin Johnson. And another fantastic rookie, Maria Bolanova from Russia by way of Vanderbilt University. Giselle Poss, also formerly a Commodore. Not sure if Giselle and Maria get a chance to be teammates. I'd have to check the years. And Krista Sans.
We've got a standings update. Emil, if you want to run over that. I want to talk about the second sheet that we got after you're done running down the standings, which is this squad only.
Yeah, it goes to a point that we've been talking about already, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. Your overall standings after now 8 games of competition. Brianna Cote still in the lead. 1983. It's a good year. I don't know why. That's just a good year. 1983 for 8 games now, plus 383. Deandra Asbetti second, 336. Lindsay Boomerstein third at plus 332. Jordan Richard is fourth at plus 290. Stephanie Johnson fifth at plus 285. Here to get Norweeks at sixth, at plus 276. There's Stephanie Zavala, seventh at plus 274. Maria Jose Rodriguez and Taylor Bailey are tied for eighth at plus 266, and Verity Crawley is 10th at plus 258. There's Shannon Pulhowski in 11th at plus 255. Kaylee Richard, 12th at plus 217. Kayla Crawford is 13th at plus 208. Taylor Boltice and Carrie Smith are tied for 14th place at plus 207, plus 207. Julia Bond, Michael, where you at? Come on. I say Julia Bond, I'll pause to wait for you, and then you don't even get on board. Unbelievable. Good Lord. What am I going to do with this thing? All right. Bond, 16th at plus 193.
Did you say Bond?
It's too late now.
It is.
It's over.
I was sleeping.
It's done.
I was doing my expert analysis on the squad.
So, Clara is 17th at plus 185. Caitlin Johnson is 18th, tied with Diana Zavyalova at plus 183. And we get a chance to watch Jasmine Gigi Mason right now. She is 20th at plus 169. 32nd, and right now there's a tie for 31st at plus 125 to advance.
That number went up. How many minutes?
I believe it was 121.
Yep, that's what I got. So up 4 pins. Is that right?
That is correct.
Danielle McEwen, the number here. I'm sorry, Emil. I was gone fishing for the season.
Oh, you belong on NBA on TNT. Shout out to Chuck and Kenny, and Ernie, Candace, Shaq, D-Wade, Adam.
Did you watch the documentary on that?
I'm not complete with it, but yes.
4-parter. Excellent.
I've seen a couple, yes.
And in my opinion, that's what makes a great broadcast is guys that can poke fun of each other and talk about things outside of just their sport. And that's what I've always tried to bring to the airwaves in bowling. It's not for everybody, but that's what I certainly enjoy to do with my time. And I appreciate you embracing that, just the half day we've spent together thus far, Emil. That's why I like you so much. But I wanna dive into the scores just on this squad. The leader of this squad is Shannon Pulhowski. She is 99 over, which is kind of surprising to me. I didn't think that she would be leading at this point, considering we just watched her bowl such a not so great game. I mean, it was 212, but she's still leading the squad. Carrie Smith, 490 for her first 2 games, 278 and 212. So 287 and 212, 278 and 212. Taylor Boltice bowled 208 and 279. Diana Z, 277, 200. So there's a pattern here. Huge game, pace game. Okay. Nobody bowled 250, 250, right? And we saw that earlier. We saw some scores, right? It's a lot of 2-teen pair, 250 pair, 2-teen pair, 270 pair. So not a lot of consistency. If you want to look for consistency, Liz Johnson, 248, 225. She's 7th on the squad for these first two games, just during this squad. You go down Lindsay Boomershine, 224, 237. Claire Guerrero, 237, 220. So just kind of an early observation. The leaders of the squad have bowled huge games to go with a 2-0 or 2-teen.
That's good news for Liz Johnson, by the way. If you're just joining us, Liz did not have fun in round number 1.
No. We do have a triplicate available here. Kayla Crawford has bowled a pair of 200 even games. I'm a big fan of the triplicate. I think triplicates should be celebrated. I'm still trying to get an answer on whether or not you can get a patch if you bowl a triplicate 0, or if it's a rule violation of sandbagging.
I would not give a triplicate for that.
You
That's
would?
just me. I would not.
What's the lowest acceptable triplicate score if you were setting the rules?
Well, I would be partial to youth bowlers. So I would have to consider them in this situation. But I have so much confidence in youth bowlers that I still wouldn't. 0 wouldn't be an option.
So a bantam bowler with no bumpers, just graduating from the bumper division. 40. Okay. Somebody bowls 40, 40, 40. You're giving them a patch or an award.
And I might even have to put some restrictions on.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's got to be, age 5 through 8. I don't know, whatever it is.
So you're going to add articles to that rule.
Hey,
It's going to be Rule 675 in the Emil Williams Jr. Rule Book, Article 2-A, Stipulation number 1.
The other thing might be, of course, because we want to welcome new bowlers, right? And so that might be some incentive. Hey, we got some opportunities for some awards.
Yep.
If you complete or bowl, at a minimum, whatever game it is. So there's a couple of options there.
Okay.
Increasing participation in our sport I think is always number 1.
It is. And it builds a future for the sport, too. And if you're going to do that, I would not have any fear at all, and I would bowl fearless. And you should watch it on bowltv.com, and it's where bowling lives, right here.
Just a quick that's a good rule, Brian. Yeah, no gutters in the 10th grade.
Article -2.
What other rules can one make? While y'all think about that, I'm just going to briefly talk about. I mentioned this in round one, but just so everyone is clear, there are a few players who you would think would normally be participating this week, and they are not. And there is a reason for that. So we'll just start with Shannon O'Keefe since her name was brought up. Shannon was coaching the McKendree Bearcats this week at the Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championships. Bearcats looking to win another title, national championship. So she is there. Kelly Kulick is at the same event, but not coaching. She will be broadcasting and calling the action as the analyst, color commentator on CBS Sports Network, as she has done for previous, I don't even know how many years at this point. So that's where Kelly is this week, as well as Sydney Brummett. She is a coach with Mount Mercy. Alicia Current was there as well with Delaware State, and Brandy Branca there with Maryville University.
Quadruplicate patch.
I don't know if you saw this, Mike, but Jones says there was a single game record of 9 by a gentleman named Poodles Nelson. That is fantastic. 9. I might give Poodles a pass simply for the name. Poodles. Anybody own any poodles? That one's going to stick with me for a while, I think.
Well, this is also a true one here. Urban legend says the first 900 ever bowled was in Hot Games Underground in the 50s by a guy by the name of Labrador Ted.
Pretty cool name.
Ironic that it also matches up with Poodles Nelson.
So to your comment earlier about not always keeping it bowling, right?
Well, we are though.
No, indeed. But my my thing for bowl TV has always been 95%. 95% bowling, 5% kind of whatever comes up on a given day, because the variety is important. We're all watching bowling, certainly.
Yes,
So
and the scoreboards are up there with the scores for your convenience, so we don't have to call out every frame.
So sometimes things like Poodles Nelson come in.
Yes.
You can't not talk about Poodles Nelson.
No, you really can't. And my philosophy is 5% bowling, 95% everything else.
And that's how this partnership is going to merge very well.
During qualifying now, that's my
agree.
thought, because when we start making cuts and we start getting down to it, then it's time to,
Without a doubt.
you know, I bring in a safety harness and you know, I buckle up and buckle in and get serious. What do you think this cut number is going to be?
So we're at 125.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 157.
125 divided by 7 games is 217.8. 217.8 times 12, 261. Is that right?
So what did you say?
17.8 times 12. 213 over. Is that right? What you? Let me do this math again. I'm a human calculator, but now I'm gonna grab the real calculator. What's the number again? We're sitting here.
Right now it's 125.
All right, so I'm gonna talk through this out loud with you. 125 over divided by, they fold 8 games. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, divided by 8 games. Okay, 215.6 a game. So if you take 15.6 times 12, 187 over. That's what we're pacing at. That's a lot.
It is. I mean, it would have 4 pins from the previous game.
187 divided by 12 games is a 215.58 average to cash this week. Last week it was 203. That's 12 pins a game, man. So I'm going to take 17 times 12 and say that's the safe number. 200. I'm going to say 200 over. You're safe. Anything less than that, no guarantees.
Well, yes, because I think that's a bit of a different question. You asked about the cut number. 200. If you're not in with 200, then it was really high score.
Yeah, 180. We're pacing at 184 over.
That type of week. Good notes from Kimberly, by the way. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? Regarding DMAC. Finished last block, 247, 246. Started this game, game 1, 245.
Still has a max score of 280 here. Let's see if she can get this one. Bada boom.
She did shoot 180. 187 game 2. But what DMAC has certainly done throughout this injury period here. And she is looking on the up and up. And she make a run. I remember, I don't know if JT's told you this story before. But back in 2016 at the Wichita Open.
Sorry to interrupt, but watch Liz Culkin.
Oh, no problem. Oh!
I knew that was coming, so.
The power of block and or delay. Was that a 4-9?
Yeah, but it was the fist pump behind it. You know, she's sitting here at 99 over. Okay, with 4 to play, including this game. Right? And we just established 187 is the pace, so she needs 100 over in 4 games, which is only 225 a game for the Queen Bee.
Well, she's another player that can put strikes together in a hurry.
Correct. So she's trying to make a push, and she's talking to herself and saying, I got to make this cut. I got to get in here. And then she goes up and has a bad break of a 4-9, and then she goes up and makes it. So this is when Liz Culkin now goes up, and this is a guaranteed strike on the left lane. And there it is. And I did not know it was coming, even though I knew the 4-9 was coming, because that's what great players do. Great players make splits on good shots, and when they do, they capitalize on it, and they make sure that split they just picked up, that they get the full 10 extra pins for the spare. And she just did it. And that 4-9 could be a moment in this event where she gets that confidence and that momentum off of that 4-9, changes the complexity. You leave a 4-9 and miss it, you're dejected. You feel differently. You think differently about the game. But you make the 4-9 and you're living life. And now she's got that strike up there. You can still bowl 236. And she needs 225 a game the last 4 to get the 187 over. Well, 200 over, so to speak. And this game's gonna put her above the line if she can strike out. So the first shot in the 10th, we'll probably see some more emotion, especially coming off of a 4-9. If she makes the right adjustment here, 10 back, gets the double, she's going to be in a really good mood, and you're going to see some emotion probably coming out on the lanes.
Well, that's a good sign if we see that from Liz. She's emotional, likes to be aggressive in that regard.
And then right next door, you got Danielle, right? She finishes out for 280 here, Emil. She's going to be 112 over, needing to get about 80 pins with 3 to play. 680 for the last 3. Danielle McEwen. I'll take my chances.
Without a doubt. So, perfect segue back to that story. 2016 Wichita Open. Danielle looked to be just out, just not bowling well, no ball reaction. And Jason Thomas was like, I just don't see it. I think this might be it. We had 3 games left, and I think she's still qualifying, or late qualifying. Then she went out and rattled off 770 for the final 3 to advance. But I think at this point, the format, I think that was either the catcher's round, but the first 3 games, I think the first 3 games of the next round, she shot 800. Went on to win the tournament.
I think I've heard JT talk about that before. It was a memorable moment for him as well. And Liz Culkin made the adjustment on the 4-9, trips the 4-pin forward, and hits her hand a couple times. So this is what I'm talking about right here. And you know what? There's a lot of this going on in this building that we're not talking about right now because there's so many lanes to cover. And that's why I think this cut score could go up a little bit. As we come down the stretch, I could see this cut score increasing and being almost 200, Emil.
Yeah, I think after just a quick peruse, I'm looking at Abby Ragsdale, who looks like she's going to leave the bucket soon. But she's got some score this game. I'm seeing a lot of strings still. We mentioned Shannon, or we hadn't talked about Shannon Puhalski this game. Someone in the chat did, however. She can get to 257 this game. Taylor Bailey can get to 249. Daria can get to, Payok that is, 237. Jackie Evans can get to 256. Verity can get to 238. Rosillo can get to 259. Rosillo's in that same situation right now. She's at plus 119, a little better position. But at plus 119, it can get to 250s.
Oh, excellent point here in the chat. I should have double checked my sheet and not made the mistake of the scoring. Yeah, Danielle's in 31st. I misspoke.
It sounded great, though.
Oh, it did.
It still counts. Just, I don't know. We'll blame that one.
Well,
Mason, good shot, GG.
Whenever Rick is here, I just assume everything is working perfect.
That's true. It happens.
Now, is Culkin score right?
I'm going to look to the standings.
99 over. That's correct.
Yes.
All right. So everything I said about Liz Culkin was right. She needs 225 a game, in my opinion, to make it into the cut. And what did she just bowl? $225. Now you were sleeping on me on that one.
On the on the score?
Yeah.
I looked right at the score louder as well.
I was sleeping on Bond.
Yeah, I was napping. Might even been snoring. I mean,
I'm gonna ask Callahan what the cut's gonna be. He says 183.
Okay.
I put him on the spot. He didn't really get to analyze it. I'm taking north of that.
What's everyone else think in the chat?
Yep, that's a good one.
Drop your cut number. What do you think the cut number will be tonight?
And Danielle McEwen here now, up here in the 10th frame.
Who is not plus 32.
She is not plus 32.
But
yes,
she is plus 32 for 2 games in this squad.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's good to see Danielle bowling well.
Gigi put another nice game together.
Looking to make back-to-back shows, potentially.
Well, I believe that is the DMAC that everyone knows. And also seeing to the right of DMAC, to the Rocio that everyone knows as well. Ro is going to be in the 250s. It's a really good pair for scores. Verity Crawley, 237. Jackie Evans, 255. Now Restrepo is going to be in the 250s. Plus 193 from Mark. Plus 190 from Chris. Plus 187 says Jennifer. Plus 142 for Joe. Plus 191 for Ramon. Plus 202 for Joan. A lot of variation there. Not much. Actually, not much. Joe is really the outlier in that scenario. I'm in at 157. Jerry says 198. Let me write these down. Okay, let's start at the top here. Mark, plus 193. Chris. By the way, hello to Rich Blake. Or it could be Rochelle. So hello to both. Jennifer. Plus 187. Joe. Plus 142. Ramon plus 191. Again, Joan at 202. Sorry for saying it out loud. Zachary. Okay, Zach. All right. Plus 198. I missed Jerry. My bad, Jerry. So let's say I thought I saw another 198 in there. Terry says 165. I can dig that. Ryan Cabar, what's up, man? Been a minute. Hope your family's well. Plus 175. Thank you, Ken. I think I've been saving them up, Ken. I gave a couple earlier, but tonight might be, and tonight meaning closer to cut number. It's early tomorrow. Mickey, oh, plus 139. I don't think we'll have a prize today, per se, Joan. I have done that in the past. It's my first week back, so, maybe the guys will have me around again. And I don't want to go just throwing out presents and gifts and giveaways when I don't have the authority as of yet. I'm already running out of space for all these cut numbers. What we will have, though, is a giveaway for sure. And we will give away an autographed souvenir program, and I'm going to do it at the start of game number 4, if that sounds okay with the group. Maybe we can have something, though. I'll pay attention and keep in mind, of course, these numbers. And then we'll find out what we got. Maybe we'll do it. Appreciate this participation, though. This has been, I'm still writing here. Gary comes in with an over-under. Okay, Gary. Rick's at plus 195. Brian says 210. Larry says 181. Rep 2327. That's kind of a cool name. 197. Oh, wait a minute, Larry. No, you're in there at 181. All right. That's a really good participation here. So from the chat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 people have added a cut score number. All right. Appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Oh, we got one more. Now we'll have like 2,000, and I'm definitely running out of room.
Yeah, you kind of started something there.
I did.
And now people are asking, what do we get if we win? And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking whoever is correct, we will write their name on a piece of paper, and we will take a selfie of ourselves holding up that person's name and the cut number, and we will email it to them. And that's what we'll give. And then they will probably Photoshop me out of the photo and just have you.
Oh man.
I'm like the villain when I'm on with you.
Man.
When I'm on with JT, it's like, oh yeah, hey Mike, this is great. Now you're back, and I'm the villain.
There are no villains here.
I don't mind. I don't mind actually. That's why wrestling works so well.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I knew you would say that.
Yeah, you can't have all good guys. You've been watching these A&E wrestling documentaries?
Yes. Although I'm one behind, but I couldn't miss my guy Stone Cold, of course. I got to catch up with Macho Man.
Yeah, I'm up here in heaven looking down on the PWBA. Yeah. Up here with Miss Elizabeth, huh? Bill Williams Jr. on the call, yeah. Real madness, huh?
Can you call the cut number when it's time in the Macho Man voice?
Yes, I can. Somewhere around 190. I think 200 is safe.
So I'll be honest with you about your impersonation there. It's really good.
It's okay. Jeff Goodrich is better, but
I was gonna say Jeff's is a little better,
it is. It is.
but you're on the right track.
I tried.
All right, let me finish writing these scores because I was just all taken aback after
Yeah, you got a lot. You got a lot of writing to do.
after I met Macho Man for 10 seconds.
Yep.
We're in the game 4, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. Neil Williams Jr., Mike Macho Man Flanagan here with you, live from Yorktown Lanes, Orma Heights, Ohio. We were talking about cut numbers. I asked for chat participation, and the chat has been fantastic in their response. All right, and by the way, we will have a giveaway coming up here shortly. PJC 1120 192. We've got scores to go over as well.
Yeah, we had a score dash delivered by our driver, Rick.
I like the idea of from Thomas of adding a cloud over you, Mike, in the photo.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, JT will Photoshop that in.
That's very good. We definitely should do that. Picture with Emil, Mike, and the player who is the cut number. That's actually the best idea of the day, along with the black cloud.
And we'll have Macho Man in spirit.
Thanks, JP. Appreciate that. All right, that's it. I think I got them all.
Okay, so we're cutting this off now.
We're cutting it off.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Next time, what we're going to do is we're going to make a Google sheet, and we're just going to put the Google sheet as a link in the chat.
We should do that. That's
and everybody can type in their answer during a certain amount of time. Then we will lock the Google sheet, close entries, and then we don't have to do the work.
You guys want to make this a segment? Here's my gift to you. I came back and I provided gifts. So, pictures galore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Scores. After 3 games on this squad and 11 games, or excuse me, 9 games, I beg your pardon, overall. Brianna Cote. Uh-oh. It's getting close. It's getting close at the top here. Brianna Cote now, again, 9 games. It is 9 games, right? I'm not tripping. Am I tripping? Seriously.
Yes, it's
okay.
not.
All right. Okay.
But the reason why I'm laughing is because I looked at these scores because they're not presenting them to us like you guys are reading them online. We gotta do all the math, calling everything out.
Correct.
And I looked at them and I said, "Oh, I'm not even gonna attempt this right now. My brain's on overload." And then I'm like, "I'm gonna let Emil, the professional, handle this." And then you come on with, "This is 9 games."
Sometimes they get a little weird.
So that is 391 over.
All right, 391 plus 391.
We'll be back in 2 minutes, folks.
For Brianna Cote. Deandra Asbate, second at plus 381. Lindsay Boomershine is third at plus 364. Utica is fourth at plus 325. Stephanie Zavala, fifth at plus 320. Stephanie Johnson, sixth at plus 308. Shannon Pulhowski, seventh at plus 301. Now Verity Crawley is in eighth, tie with Taylor Bailey at plus 295. Maria Jose Rodriguez is 10th at plus 281. Jordan Richard 11th at plus 249. Haley Richard, 12th. Let's see. Let me make sure that's right. Excuse me. Jordan at plus 271. Haley at plus 249. A tie for 13th. Shout out to Jen Higgins. Jen Higgins doing her thing this week. Plus 231 for Jen Higgins. Fine start to the day, or excuse me, to this squad as well. Julia Bond also at plus 231, 714 for the first three this evening. And what did I say about Jen? 701. Another 701 from Taylor Boltas. She's at plus 221. Caitlin Johnson is at plus 215. Diana Zavyalova at plus 208. Kayla Crawford at plus 204. Danielle McEwen, Crawford at plus 208. McEwen at plus 204. Now into 19th place. And Jasmine Mason rounds up the top 20 at plus 203. Might as well go to Carrie Smith in 21st at plus 200. Cut number after 9 games. Summer Jasmine, 32nd.
Sorry, I did the math on this. Plus 181 is now the projected cut number based off of pace. Went down 3 pins.
Plus 136 right now for Summer Jasmine. And Mike, I know you like to take a look at the squad.
Yeah, I'm going to highlight the players that have bowled 700. Stephanie Zavala, 711. Shannon Pulowski, 745. Verity Crawley, 707. Jen Higgins, 701. Julia Bond, 714. Diana Z, 703. Danielle McEwen, 711. GG, 705. Rocio, 716, and is now in 24th.
It is definitely moving time right now, as Brian just talked about, with Verity on the move. You know, we're at a point to where I mean, you're not supposed to look ahead anyway. And there are some days and some events where some players just really emerge kind of early and not only sustain, maintain, but continue to add on. And it's one of those days where they just zoom up to the top and it's just kind of a race for someone to try and catch them. But I think today is just really literally round by round. I know you guys have talked in the past about, JT kind of mentioned it a little bit recently in previous broadcasts about, ratios and thinking about how many games for a round and how much time or how many games is enough to try to make a run, from 12th to the show, that kind of thing. I think it still could be relatively open. Like the cashers around tomorrow could be, and I think they've all been really good, but tomorrow's could be great because of what we've seen today so far. That's right, Jerry. It is raffle time. And now's probably a really good time to do it because this is probably the closest it's been for Brianna Cote in regards to being out of the lead in some time. So this one really is up for grabs. All right, let's get it set.
Oh, upside down. Here's the program, everybody.
Upside down.
Programs. Get your programs.
Programs here. Hello, good people. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Hello. Mike Flanagan. Live bowling in front of you. PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. He gave you a great look. Mike, one more time. The 2021 PWBA program. That is Shannon O'Keefe on the cover. some really good stories on the inside, of course. Talk about Shannon O'Keefe's great season 2019, 5 titles, and some of the nuggets that went around or behind that, some of the stats. Valley Berkshires Rookie of the Year campaign, and Dasha Kovalova's emergence on the PWBA tour, along with a host of other things. Of course, bios. We got other players, some great ads and such. Really good looking program. And one of you is going to win. Could it be you, Mike?
I don't click the button.
What?
Well, because if I were to win, we would have we'd have to redo it again. You know, I don't click the button.
I heard that you did, man.
Nope. But there are
other
people that do that work for the organization. we had a close call.
All right, here we go.
A week ago.
I'm curious where Joe Palin is from now. He said Hollywood Park. Joe, where are you from, if you won't mind answering that? All right, in front of us, just saw roll a little bit. Jackie Evans moved over a couple of pairs in the game number 4. Taking a look early at what's going on. And what's near our channels that may be of interest to you, that, of course, that we can discuss and chat about. Obviously, you can go to the respective channel and take a look at it. Giveaway is off, folks. Don't forget. So it's available. Autographed PWBA Souvenir Program 2021 edition. Be the best one I've seen that I've been a part of. And I have been involved in each program since 2016. Very proud of this. Proud of all of it, but very proud of this. West Coast for Joe. I see you. Congrats to Ruth Pritchard. Ruth, the marketing team will be getting in touch with you via email, so be on the lookout for that so we can know, and they can know, where to send your autograph program. Congratulations. You've got right now a few players who you could receive an autograph from. I don't know if you have a favorite. But there are a few in contention. Certainly. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Thank you all for participating.
I love when the 6 just taps into the 10 and just barely knocks it over. Verity with a beautiful shot there. Somebody in the chat said a little bit ago, Verity is on the move, and she is doing great, and she is.
There's our guy, Brian. Yo, the thing about Verity, I feel like we look up, and it's certainly been true this year. You look up, and Verity's got 6 in a row. It seems like every time. just like 3 to 4 times a block. It always seems that Verity has that type of run. I'm so happy to be here on this weekend. And the high-scoring week so far. I think there'll be another week or two, certainly, where the scores will be similar. And I don't know your opinions on lane conditions and what you like, what you don't. I'm a fan every now and then. I think high scores are good. I think it's very important to allow the players to be able to strike. I know that sounds odd or weird, but they still got to throw the shots, and that's the thing. We talked about execution earlier. You still have to execute. In fact, one could argue that execution, when the scores are high, arguably is the most important because your execution now has to be better than the rest of the players around you because kind of the playing field is even because of the lane surface, or excuse me, the lane condition. In this case, lane condition, and the other variables, the center itself, etc. So you've got to be able to execute at the highest level. Obviously, carry needs to be on your side. Like Danielle McEwen, for example. Who now finds herself on another string on what was just a beautifully executed shot. You're right, Roger. She didn't stop, that's for sure. Even when the circumstances were unfortunate for her and she had to leave the country, she didn't stop. She went back to the couch. The couch cushions, to be specific.
Yeah, and they even brought her on national television, and she bowled in her house on national television. They made a big story out of it. You were talking about lane conditions, Emil. What's my preference? I don't really have a preference. The only thing that I will say is I don't like everyone being able to get to the pocket with making less than a 90% good shot, because then it kind of boils down to carry percentage and who can create the most room at the break point. So do I like higher scores? Yes. I like higher scores when you get just a little bit extra room and you're repeating shots and you're bowling at the highest level, and those players that are locked in and put up some big numbers. I don't like carry contests where everybody can get to the pocket. So this is a little on the high side that we've seen this year, but it's still less than a 2-to-1 ratio because of where the players are playing. I don't want to compare this to cheetah pattern because it's not. But out of the 3 events that we've seen so far, after the Kickoff Classic, this would be the closest to cheetah pattern that we've seen. It's the shortest in length pattern. Friction usually means scores. So when the oil is not as far down the lane, you're going to see more back-end reaction, which generally helps the ladies. And a lot of them play around the same part of the lane. A lot of them play out. So just like think of your USBC Open Championships, when you go out there with a group of guys or girls, you like to play the outside part of the lane with surface, burn them up, and then have a spot to throw to. Well, ultimately, that's kind of sort of what this tour is all about when you are forced to play outside. You see surface go down the lane outside, remove the oil off the lane, and then you create an area to throw to, which generates higher scores. And the higher rev rates, as they start to migrate left, are able to throw it to a spot to the right and get it back. And when you've got incredible pin carry in a center like this place right here, Yorktown Lanes, that's when you can see scores go up. So later in the block, and I didn't analyze this on the first block, and I probably should have, higher rev rate players moving left should have bigger scores towards the end of the block.
Certainly goes without saying there. I just don't think we've seen, and we didn't pay that much of attention to it, but I look at Brianna Cote, where she was playing in Game 6. I don't think her ball really was left at 13 at the arrows. Now, she wouldn't be considered a higher rep player, so maybe we had someone who was 17, 18, but I just don't think we've seen that many bowling balls across fourth arrow, if any. That was not a cross lane spare shot. And I think if we do see it, I don't know if that's the right part of the lane today or this week. Hey, Wilfredo, it's been a while, indeed. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Good to see your name. Always say good to see you, like, we can really see, but it is like seeing each other. Well, if I see your name, then I see. Strepo at plus 175. Tied with Tanya Raumemper for 24th. Rowe is throwing some shots that really make you look and think like, okay, Rowe's back. No carry there, a little high flush. Actually lucky to probably drop the 4-pin. And just to her left, there's Rihanna Cote, and just kind of on cue, splits the 8-9. I mean, that shot is what Bree has just been doing all day long.
Switching over to Danielle McEwen real quick, front 8.
And that was excellent timing for DMAC. Yeah, Thomas, it's a really great point. I mean, it just goes to show from the skill level. And I think Danielle has worked on her game to the point where she has added the skill in being able to move left and do what she has to do for her to be able to go left to right. Oh, goodness gracious, I just saw a tough one on the high end of the building. Boy, as good as the carry has been at Yorktown Lanes, there have been a few
Yeah, that lower
shots.
right down on the high end you just saw.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's another one.
Wow. Hashtag team no A-pin. I can tell you that Rihanna Klemmer has left 2 today, at least 2. 2 that I've seen, I believe, on lane 23. She's not there right now, but it immediately brought me back to it. But back to DMAC. So thinking about what she's kind of enduring with the injury, et cetera, et cetera. And I think in previous years, DMAC maybe would still be a little bit further right and would probably have no problem getting to the 1-3. Maybe a carry issue here and there, but her game certainly has continued to evolve. Mac, family of bowlers. Her younger sister, Victoria, made the PBA Junior television show, broadcast on Fox. Finishing second to Jillian Martin. Brother Nick gets it done on the lanes as well. I have to check up on Nick. He was also playing baseball. And it's been a while since I've seen him. To Lulu Bowles, yes. McEwen right now at plus 204. Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Plus 204. And if you were listening earlier, as Mike was really dialed in on what DMAC had to do to make a run here. We were looking at DMAC's total, or her squad total of round 2.
Correct.
Which is what we're seeing on the scoreboard now. So if that's what you're looking at, that is incorrect. That is just Danielle's total from this squad. Her overall total is plus 204 at the moment.
Yeah, and she just left a 4 pin. So it's raining 4s up here in the booth. And next door, Liz Culkin, we were talking about how she needed about 100 over her last 4. So the 225 the last game. Best she can do is 184 this game. So for Liz Culkin to make the cut is going to need about 80 or 90 over to have a chance for her last 2 games.
Good shot there. I'm going to have to talk to Liz about her baseball and football choices. Her respective teams. Maybe she can give me some insight on what the Denver Broncos are doing. I know she's going to have an opinion. In fact, she is part, I have to double check, but I know she's been part of a sports radio podcast, giving her opinions on the weekends.
Another observation here is you don't normally see a lot of polished bowling balls going down the lane on flatter patterns. Liz is throwing a more of a polished type ball, and Danielle is certainly using an extremely polished bowling ball.
Perhaps after this game, maybe we can steal a few minutes or a few during your walk, happen to see a rep or two. Ask them about that. Some GG talk in the chat. It's been fun to watch the short evolution of Gigi. This is just her second year on tour, and she just continues to get better. Another player, if you watched her from college throughout to this point, her changes are extremely noticeable. Probably the most noticeable one is her ball speed has improved, meaning it has gotten faster, certainly over the last few years. So she can remain further right. She used to have to move left quickly, simply because her ball speed wouldn't allow her to stay as right as she possibly could. Now on a pattern where being right, a little straighter is your friend, she's able to do that.
Yeah, where before she'd be kind of slow hooking it. Pretty good shot looking here. Oh,
nearly. Get out of there, 8. Someone I haven't seen, certainly, because, for one, it's my first week. 2, I've been peeking in the last couple of weeks and hadn't heard much talk about Sandra Gongora. And here she is with an opportunity to get to into the 230s, but let me double check her overall total before I say where she's at on the scoreboard. I don't want to be wrong on that. But that looks to be correct. Minus 19.
She creates a lot of power on the lanes. And she's another one, when you watch her bowl, you catch her at the right time, you think she's probably leading the tournament. Get a look here. A lot of power. Case in point.
And talking about, we've been talking about crossing pairs and success overall of those pairs. And that's a really good cross overall. And to see her at that particular number is kind of shocking.
Yeah, you're right. Good observation.
We had a really good moment with SG. I guess it was last year at this point. Wow, it's already May 2021. Man, that kind of happened pretty quickly. As DMAC see her momentarily. Very good PWBA podcast with Sandra Gongora. Talked about her family's history and her mom's dreams of wanting to bowl professionally. Wasn't able to do so. So in a way, they both are sharing kind of in what Sandra is attempting to do, obviously on tour, and even went too far as to discuss what it took for her to even get to Wichita State, where she bowled collegiately, etc. Really good stuff from Sandra.
Living vicariously through her daughter. And then
it's a really good combo.
Yeah, and then you add the whole, being proud of your son or daughter in
Sure.
this case.
If you're curious about that, should have checked that out. BullTV.com, the archived events podcast there in the free content tab. It's also on the Bull TV YouTube page as well. You can check that out. Or you can also grab it, the audio version, of course, via Apple and other areas where you get your podcasts. SG also discussed at the time the work they put in, Team Mexico, to get to the World Championships. Essentially, they had to kind of fundraise on their own to make sure they were there. They had lost some of their funding via the National Federation. There's a lot of interesting stories that we discussed in that podcast. It's so wild to me. Literally, it just hit me that was about a year ago that we had that conversation. And it's wild that time has slowed down of such due to the pandemic. It also has kind of sped up. Well, just when you think there might be a new leader, Brianna Cote says, no, I'm working on this 4-bagger. Can she make it 5? Bang, she can. I believe Deandra Asbeatty is in the clubhouse right now after 9 official games at plus 435. But Cote now can put another 50 spot on the board. Bree, kind of the way it's been going, leading the way. She's all eyes on her as this game officially now in the books. She shoots 259. We talked to her earlier at the end of the round, and she said it was just kind of one of those days, if you will, right, where everything's going well. She's striking, obviously. I think Bree is she's someone who probably doesn't give herself enough credit in regards to her striking capabilities. This is someone who has an 879 to her credit. And at one point had a few national records. So she can strike. Don't let her fool you, folks. Former 4-time first-team All-American at the University of Central Missouri. Been a mainstay, of course, representing Arizona. He was instrumental in helping bring the PWBA to Tucson. In 2019, and they were on the schedule for 2020. Obviously, COVID has something to say about that as well. Hey, Susan, thank you for joining us. That's right. Yeah, go Deandra. Deandra has moved to 19 and 20. So unofficially, Cote still in the lead, we believe, at plus 450. Unofficial. We'll have the numbers for you in, I'm sure, just a few minutes. As we get down with the get down. Emil Williams Jr., Mike Flanagan. Almost called him Mike Flanagan Jr. I don't know why. Unless he's got something he wants to tell me. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Hey, Brent. Oh, man. I missed you, buddy. I did. I missed the staff, and I missed the guys in the back. Always taking care of me and Egan and taking care of everyone. That is the things that you do miss when you're not out, the relationship that you build. I've said that a couple of times, but it's true. You could literally on this tour go from knowing 0 people, being brand new, to leaving probably after 2 to 3 weeks with 10 new people that legitimately care about you, et cetera, et cetera. So, yes, indeed. And there it is.
Score Dash. It was requested in the chat. We're waiting on Score Dash, and we got it. A couple quick programming notes here. Neil, over to your left, if you look at the laptop right there, that is also your program. So I know sometimes it's hard to see the score, so I got you set up there if that's better or easier.
What a nice man.
Secondarily, you want to call me Mike Flanagan Jr. My father's name is Michael.
Is it?
Just a different middle name, so it's not officially a junior.
Okay.
So you were half right.
How about that?
And then the other programming note is in the chat. Joe asked if we were waiting on Score Dash, and we were. I think we will give Rick still 5 stars, though, on this delivery.
No, Rick is, listen. Is there anyone better than the business? Than Ricky B? All right, so we have scores.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to figure out now, isn't it? 10 games in the books.
Yes. Even numbers help. No trouble on this. As I mentioned, Brianna Cote, it was unofficial when I said it. Now it's official at plus 450, still in the lead. Deandra Asbaty plus 435. She's second. Lindsay Boomershine just maintains third. I feel that Boom has been kind of in third, I feel like just about the entire day. Plus 378, and there's nothing wrong with being in third right now. That's definitely a position you'd love to be in. Year to get is in fourth at plus 363. Stephanie Zavala, fifth at plus 347. Stephanie Johnson is sixth at plus 346. Taylor Bailey is seventh at plus 341. Shannon Pluhowski, eighth at plus 339. Verity Crawley is ninth at plus 333. Maria Jose Rodriguez is 10th at plus 306. Jordan Richard, 11th at plus 277. Julia Bond, 12th at plus 276. Danielle McEwen, 13th at plus 272. Haley Richard, 14th at plus 255. Jasmine Mason, 15th at plus 251. Caitlin Johnson, another rookie, 16th at plus 241. Jody Wessner, bowling her first event this week at plus 233. Tanya Robman is 18th at plus 220. Carrie Smith, she's been bowling pretty well, plus 212, obviously today, but a couple weeks prior to as well. And in 20th right now is Diana Zavgalova at plus 210. Again, we'll go to 21st, where we have one additional player at 200 or better, and that is Jen Higgins at plus 205. There's a few players just underneath that 200 barrier, including Rocio Restrepo at plus 199, Ashley Galante at plus 197, Clara Guerrero at plus 193, along with Alexis Nair and Taylor Boltice at plus 192. We'll finish it out with Dasha Kovalova in 27th at plus 187. Another tie. We had to keep our eyes on that because we've had a few ties for 31st in recent games. So a tie for 28th, Kayla Crawford and Kara Mangiola at plus 184. That's actually an interesting note, and Kayla is actually nearby. But at one point, she was in the top 5. And so we'll have to keep an eye on Kayla and see what's going on here. Missy Parkin, 30th at plus 181. Elise Bolton going to hop in this top 32, 180, plus 180. And Abby Ragsdale currently 32nd at plus 177.
So that number went up quite a bit. It's the cut number now is projected. It's pacing to go to 212. 212 would be the projected cut number. What's so amazing to me, Emil, is 32nd is Abby Ragsdale, who has not had a good evening of bowling. And she is at 2177, 177 over. 42 pins behind is 33rd. Lauren Pace. There's quite a separation between 32nd and 33rd position, our cash line. So the cut number went up quite a bit, but there is separation between 32nd and 33rd. And on this squad, Shannon Plahowski leads this squad through 4 games. 983 the total. Danielle McEwen is second on the squad. 979 is her total. Julia Bond, 959. Gigi, 953. Deandra, 947. And Emil, 17 players are averaging 225 or more on the second 6 games of qualifying through 4 games.
Incredible stuff here. But that number jumping 41 pins. Man, with 2 to go?
Yep. But what's amazing is that it jumped, but it's not tight amongst the cut number.
Wessner, Clara Guerrero, Jody Wessner, that is. Again, Valerie Bercier, Elise Bolton, Shannon Chapelski, Danielle Young, Jill Kramer, and Josie Barnes right now on your stream.
.227.6 is the average to be inside the top 12, which will be our cut after tomorrow morning's qualifying round. I just like to look at those types of numbers to see what the averages are to make it to each cut. So this cut currently right now is 217.7 average to make the cut. Top 12 again, 227.6. Top 4, Burgett, 236.3. Last week, Kelly Kulik was the number 1 seed on the show. Was the only, I think she was averaging 224 was her number last week.
Remind me, Michael. I wanted to go back in time and try to find the results from the 2019 event.
I have a flux capacitor for you to go back in time.
That'd be great, actually. I would much enjoy that right now. Take a quick peek, see what's going on back then. If I recall, I'm going to try to do that tonight and have that as a talking point for tomorrow. So let's see, 32nd again was 177. And let's see, with 2 games to go at this point, what do you think the furthest? Well, let's see. We can just answer this right now. 2 games to go. Lauren Pate's got a chance. Erin McCarthy's got a chance. I mean, everyone's got a chance. You can go 300, which is possible this week. I think Summer Jasmine's got a legit chance. She has fallen out. She was the number in the previous game. Kayla Oler is hanging around at plus 114. Keep her name in mind. Brianna Clemmer is hanging around at plus 111. Liz Colvin, we've been talking about her at plus 106. Daria Payok still within reach with 2 to play at plus 104. And I think really Jody Shearer at plus 100 is kind of it potentially. We've seen a lot of cool stuff happen. So no one certainly is counted out.
Well, the ray of hope here for those that are 40 pins back plus is the fact that it is so bunched up from 32nd up. Let's see. 19 pins separate 22nd from 32nd. So any of those 13 people or so bowl a 180 game and somebody chasing bowls 220, it's a difference. Somebody bowls 220 and somebody chasing bowls 250, right? That's what we're looking at here. But there is currently, after that game, there was separation. I anticipate going with a game to go after this game, that number getting smaller. I don't think it's going to be a 40 pin discrepancy between 32nd and 33rd going into the final game. So we should watch players such as Erin McCarthy, such as Lauren Pate, Valerie Bercier, Summer Jasmine, who we talked about earlier. I'm going to make a walk through the house and see if anybody's got any big games going out there about halfway through the game. See if I can look for any chasers or see if anybody's bowling bad. I'll be right back.
Thanks, Mike. He's going to go, as you mentioned, or as he mentioned, obviously. Take a quick peek. Just as I say that, though, Giselle Poss, who right now is at plus 97. Poss has started with the front 5 here in Game 5 of round number 2. Again, if someone like Giselle Paz can shoot 250, maybe even 260, of course, you'd love more, but let's just say 250. With one game to go, she can still give herself that chance. Larry giving us some updates. Thank you very much, Larry, regarding the McKinsey Bearcats and Shannon O'Keefe. So not here, obviously, to make a push for another PWBA title, but making a push to another intercollegiate team championships title, another national title overall for McKendree. Eight games. I think there've been a couple of 8-game matches today at ITCs. One of my favorite events of all time, for numerous reasons, both as a player and as a media member, if you will. It's just a great event. I encourage everyone, once you're able to watch bowling again in person, if the ITCs, the ISCs are ever in your local area, I encourage you to check it out. Elise Bolton is right there. And currently in 31st. Michael.
Yeah, I didn't notice Carolyn Doran-Ballard's rough game. CDB, the last 2 games, 159, 134. A couple missed makeables and a lot of splits, is what I was told. I will tell you that that Summer Jasmine has a nice game going. I can tell you that Erin McCarthy's got a mediocre game going. Abby Ragsdale's got a mediocre game going. It was early, though, when I was down there. Taylor Boltight's got a big game going. She's in 26 currently.
Yeah, I was talking about, I mentioned Giselle Paz. And at the time, she had the front 5. Missed a 10-pin and then looks to be back on the strike train. And she is someone who still realistically, with a big game here in Game 5 that's blocked, could still make a move into the top 32. question about Verity from Brian. Where is Verity?
She's bowling pretty good, down on 33 and 34. The question is, who will lead? Kind of a two-horse race at this point.
Tomorrow is just really set up to be amazing. I'm going to use that word. And a combination of the players who kind of are at the top at the moment, how they've gotten there, and then also potentially the players who will be near the bottom as far as the top 32 is concerned, but won't be out of it, especially if advancing to the top 12 because of what scoring pace has provided. Trying to remember the last time some potential scoring records were in danger. There's the St. Petersburg Clearwater Open year. Might have been 2017, maybe 18. I just remember Liz Culkin putting on the show. Sorry, Payok was putting on the show. I don't think it's been that extreme so far today, but you never know what tomorrow could bring. I only get a chance to see Clara digging the glasses. Good shot there. Clara at plus 193. You go back to 2019, and it was Clara's best season overall on tour as a for a full season. Of course, a major champion on this tour, PWBA Players Championship winner. In 2016. She was excellent in 2019, and there were a lot of players who had a lot of great seasons in 2019, like Dasha Kovalova, obviously Shannon O'Keefe, where you just hated to obviously have to go through what they went through and not be able to kind of just go right back into it in 2020.
I got an update for you, Emil.
You scared me, bro.
Ashley Galante, front 9.
Okay.
Down on 11 and 12.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Duty calls.
I'll see you soon. So Ashley Galante. Where is Ashley Galante in the standings? She is 23rd at plus 199. So for Galante, right now, certainly securing a spot in the top 32, but trying to put herself in better position to try to make the round of 12 when bowling kicks off tomorrow. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that. 2019 was a very good year, I thought, overall. Tour. We saw some firsts. First PWBA title for Dasha Kovalova, for example. It wasn't the first televised 300 game, but it was Dasha's first. It's the first time 5 titles were won in the season. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think we discussed that a few times. But it had been it's hard to have that type of season and not be just kind of itching to get back at it. I remember the 2016 season was really cool. I think there were about 8 or 9 first-time champions. It was actually at the back of the souvenir cover. All of the first-time champions of 2016. Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. That is my mistake. Galante 23rd at plus 197 is correct. Apparently, I'm not very good at drawing straight lines. Freehand. So I was drawing a line to Rocio Restrepo's scores. My apologies. You are correct. Thank you, by the way, to Joan as well. I think Danielle has not only found the right ball combination, but I think has dug deep, especially with the injury that she's working through. Let's see. We don't have anything on 11 and 12, but I'm going to try something here. So hold on. All right, so I tried to do something. I tried to get the last shot and bring that in, but that didn't work. But if you were watching PWBA 1 at the moment, you did see it. She gets you 298. Speaking of Ashley Galante, 298. All right, let's see here.
Do you happen to have eyes on Brianna Cote down there to your right? I don't know if you can see that far down there, 29 and 30-ish, what kind of score she's bowling. It is a stretch.
It's I think Jody's going to help me with that. Thank you. Brianna Cote can strike out for 201, courtesy of Jody West.
Okay, and we've got Deandra Asbeatty up on our screen right here, and she can convert the spare for 215, and she does. Everything was good on my screen, so I think that was a computer issue over there.
Fair enough.
So we had a 15-pin lead difference. Brianna over Deandra. It is going to be 1 pin for the lead difference if Brianna strikes out for 201. Otherwise, we're going to have a first lead change in quite a while. Deandra Asbeatty is going to go to the lead.
Last time Dee was on the show was 2017. It was the Greater Detroit Open, that Super Bowl in Canton, Michigan, where she made the show. The fourth member of that stepladder finals is leaving me at the moment, but Deandra, Daria. No. That's not right. That has to be, right? I think that had to be, I'm thinking Verity, Daria. Now the old mind is playing tricks on me. I'm 100% Deandra was on the show because I remember how emotional it was for her to make that show. And Madden and Jersey were with her that week as well. As we head now to game number 6. Okay, I wasn't tripping, right? It was Daria, Verity, Deandra. That was Daria's first title. I'm thinking Rocio for some reason winning Detroit, but I think that was the year before. Armando and Stephanie's been bowling today. I see the last name, so I don't like to assume relation, but even if you're not related, she's been excellent. That's right. That was the thing. Verity lost to Daria. It was, neither, of course, wanted to be in that situation, obviously. Good friends, best friends, being there, bowling each other. And that was also both of those players' rookie season. And really, that title probably was the overall difference in regards to points. And Daria winning Rookie of the Year over Verity. That one came down to the road to Richmond in 2017, of which the Tour Championship first year at Richmond Raceway, NASCAR being involved. Mike, if you want to do me a favor, and I noticed the players all waiting for the last ball to be thrown before moving to their next pair. So if you wouldn't mind to just update me on that, because I'm just assuming that's part of the protocol.
Really, it's not, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's just one of those. I mean, they're not allowed to throw a ball until all competition is finished each game. That is a fact. But because of the narrow walkway down there in the area, it's just if there's a pair finishing last way down towards the right, it just ends up happening where it looks like there's a traffic jam here on the 5, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean they were beyond respectful, like literally waiting
Oh yeah,
for Suzette to throw her last ball, which she aced, by the way. So I think that was even better. That everyone was literally watching Suzette Draper, and she aced the shot to end Game 5. How about that? All right, just checking.
Unofficially, Ken in the chat says DMAC 824 the last 3 games.
That is just such a DMAC.
Well, and it's a relief. Maybe she just needed you out here on tour, Emil.
Perhaps. Last time the tour was here, she missed the cut here in Cleveland.
Oh,
she did, and as you can imagine, she was not pleased. Certainly about that. Then, of course, she went on a run like we know Danielle to make and put herself in that Player of the Year conversation.
Brianna Cote bowled 200 even, so we now have a tie for the lead between Brianna and Deandra.
Well, this should be fun.
Yeah.
Who's going to sign the program?
I don't know. I'm looking at pairs we have here. Trying to think about this cut score. What else we got here? Let's see. I guess we will go here to start.
Yeah, for Danielle, just to piggyback on what Ken mentioned. All right, well, there it is. So I wasn't tripping that hard. All right. DMAC 279, 268, 277. Injury or no injury? It's you guys have seen her more than me recently, so and you've probably seen maybe with some of the worst pains, and perhaps the improvement is happening. But I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but I think you've got to literally, they say in football or in any other sport, right, where there might be a questionable injury and a player may need to come out of the game, right? But they want to go back in, and you've got to take their helmet away, something like that. I think that's Danielle. That's DMAC. Like, she's in pain. Nah, she's gonna gut through, battle it out, and figure some things out. Thank you, Brian. Juliana Franco, who made a couple of shows in 2017, some back-to-back. Lincoln Open is another. Hope Hooley is doing well. I had to ask Maria about that. All right, Mike, we've got some standings.
Yeah, our delivery driver dropped them off.
Indeed, and after the standings, I'll talk about some sponsors. Actually, after the standings, depending on when we get done, if the squad standings are complete, Mike will talk about that. We'll run through some sponsors, and we'll get into this cut number situation. All right, as Mike mentioned, Deandra Asbeatty and Brianna Cote are now tied for the lead. Tied for the lead. Where is, by the way, do we have either of those players nearby?
Deandra is over on 25 and 6.
Okay, perfect. All right, so both of those players have plus 450. And just 30 pins back is Bjergit Ulrich at plus 420. So for the first time in a long time, Lindsey Boomershine and Bjergit flip-flop spots as well. Boomershine now is fourth at plus 418. Taylor Bailey has moved into the top 5 at plus 397. Verity Crawley is sixth at plus 367. Shannon Puchowski has really been around that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th spot all throughout the squad at plus 365. Stephanie Zavala, at plus 358. And, of course, the aforementioned Danielle McEwen, plus 349. Stephanie Johnson is 10th. I feel like Steph's been very quiet this block, but is still in the top 10 at plus 328. Jordan Richard, 11th at plus 326. She is tied with Maria Jose Rodriguez. Haley Richard, 13th at plus 309. Julia Bond, 14th at plus 307. 15th is Ashley Galante after that very nice 298 game. Now at plus 295. Diana Zavyalova at plus 290. And 16th, Jody Westner, 17th at plus 268. Jasmine Mason is 18th at plus 249. Clara Gadetto is in 19th at plus 438. And Taylor Boltice right now, 20th at plus 434. I'm going to skip and ease my way on down the Yellow Brick Road to 32nd, where Liz Colkin. We got that one right so far, Mike, so that deserves a Macho Man pat on the back.
Oh, yeah, Liz Colkin getting it done out there.
Green. All right. She is 32nd at plus 164.
Yeah, the cut number went down 7 pins.
I'm in at 157. Let me make sure because I messed that up, but not on the cut number. So I even got a straight edge just to make sure I'm coming across from Liz Colkin. It is indeed plus 164.
Yeah, there's not 40 pins of separation anymore, Emil. Lauren Tate just 5 pins behind. 9 pins behind Summer Jasmine. Casey Eaton, 10 pins behind. 15 behind Michaela Euler. Then Kayla Crawford, Giselle Paz making a run at this. We do have a possibility of a tie. Remember, if a tie does happen, we will have a 1-game roll-off right here for you on Bull TV here this evening. We have yet to have one this year. We are due, people, for a tie.
We've had some players, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, fall out. Now at least one player has fallen out after being in the top 5. And, it's been a tough block for Kayla Crawford so far. 935 for 5 games. He is now in 37th at plus 143, still with a chance to get there. But this morning, she was 200 over. Hey, Fran Deacon. Now, if you want to talk about historians, I think the Bowl TV community knows how deep the knowledge bank runs for Fran Deacon at this point. But if you don't, I'm here to tell you. instrumental in the PWBA's success overall as an organization. Thank you, Fran. Nice to see you as well. Can your comment is yeah, I mean, sometimes there's some events like that. Mama said there'd be days like this every now and then. I think it's more shocking for two reasons. One, it's Liz Johnson, and two, after watching what Liz did last week, and then to have this situation this week, that's probably a bit more. It's right at the forefront, especially considering again last week's performance on the way to the win in Lincoln. Minor side note, but Josie Barnes is 44th. And let's see. Well, still got a chance. 51 back of the number. We won't have our defending champion advance to the cashier's round. $824 for Danielle McEwen if you're just joining us. And if you are just joining us, well, here's the deal. My name is Emil Williams Jr. I am joined today and this week by Mike Flanagan. Mike has been with you and part of the Bowl TV broadcast since January in many roles and capacities. The PWBA Kickoff Classic. Then you saw him at the in Reno, for the Masters of the U.S. Open, and then the first two PWBA events in both Minnesota and Nebraska, or I should say Eagan, Minnesota to be specific, and Lincoln, Nebraska. And of course, here this week in Cleveland. Missing in action this week, Aaron Smith, Jason Thomas. They are just not too far away, actually. Wyoming, Michigan, Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championships.
I forgot to tell you, we're having a team meeting tonight. We're meeting about 120 miles down the road. We're having a whole TV meeting tonight at Denny's off of exit 173.
It's been a while since I've had a Grand Slam, so that doesn't sound bad, to be honest. I'm all for some pancakes.
Moon's over my hammy.
There used to be there's a turkey sandwich also at Denny's. I don't remember the Super Bird, maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. Was that it?
Bird. There was a Super Bird.
It's a good sandwich.
So, I'm just going to throw this out here, Emil. I think we're going to see someone as far back as 39th position jump into this cut. I'm still holding out hope for Daria Payok, who is 131 over, and the number right now is 164. She's down on 5 and 6, and she's due for a big game. And she's got a 280 max score through 5.
I'm going to double check that, by the way, Lance. Thank you very much. And it very well could just be me. And I'm even wearing my glasses as well. So it's very possible. I've already done that once today. So let's double check it.
Well, first place is the same.
The official joints have been updated to...
Yeah, there is a discrepancy here at 32nd position.
Okay, so it's not me. Mike is going to check that out with Rick. So there was a double check. Abby right now on one sheet of ours is 177. On mine, it's 178.
Yep, they're double. I was just confirmed with Rick Barbera that they are double checking scores online currently.
Okay. Hey, Carla, by the way, thank you. Quick story about Carla. I met Carla at the USBC Open Championships. Was it the Open Championships? Yeah, it was the Open Championships. It had to be following the Queens because that's generally when I would go on the USBC team builder. And it was kind of the only time I had multiple days of freeness, if you will. And I was sitting trying to be incognito at South Point Bowling Plaza. Mike, you've been there multiple times. And sitting in the grandstands, just pull my computer out, try to get a quick thing done. Up comes a young woman. Just introduced herself, Carla. She recognized me just right off the bat. Said, "I just really love what you do. I appreciate you. Thank you." And I said, "Wow, I appreciate that." Here I am trying to be Mr. Camouflage, if you will, incognito, hang out in the grandstands and get a quick thing done, watch a little bowling, and kind of be on my way and prepare for whenever I was supposed to bowl. And there's Carla. So I appreciate you, Carla. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Mike, just for one more time, can you reiterate on the updating or double checking, of the scores on PWBA.com?
Well, there's a team huddle taking place around a computer. The team huddle consists of Rick Barbera from Brunswick, Tennille Milligan, our Director of Operations and Tournament Director, Cecil Scarborough, who is here in charge of player services, and there were a couple of ball reps as well hanging out over there. So I informed Rick. Rick said they are double checking a few scores now, so we do not have an official number here on 32nd to 33rd. We know that the top 12 are consistently the same, but we do have a discrepancy near the cut numbers, and they are about 15 feet away from me. And I know Rick knows how important it is to be able to communicate to the audience. And as soon as that Xerox or HP printer creates the right thing and spits it out, we will have it faster than anyone, because we signed up for Score Express. We pay the extra $9.99 a month to get the scores first, and we will have them.
Larry, by all means, if you see me at an event, please say hello. The only time, and I've been on record about this, the only time that you probably shouldn't say hello to me is if it's early in the morning at an event, which most of the time most people aren't around at that point. But anytime you see me involved in any kind of setup, that's really the only time where I might not be very Emil-like, because I'm in the zone. Setup is sometimes kind of wild. That's really the only time. But I've learned that I can no longer be incognito in the bowling world. That's over.
Yeah, and on my side of things, I've had people come up and try to talk to me when I'm setting up or when I'm focused on the task at hand, and I completely ignore them. So therefore, they do not approach me again, and they write about me in forums and say, "Yeah, that dude, he's not very nice." But I got to tell you, I'm not very good at this. So I have to really focus. I'm like that kid in school that wasn't book smart. I had to study all the time. Can I have it? Oh, you need it.
All right, so while we wait for the score update,
I just had a thing happen here.
you thought you had the scores and you took it, then you needed it back.
He said to me, he goes, "These are correct." Right? Rick says these are correct. And I go, oh, okay, cool. And I'm holding on to them, and he's holding on to them. And I said, so can I have them? He goes, I need them.
All right, so we know Abby is around the number, obviously.
Yeah.
We think Alexis Nyer is around the number. Well, we don't know.
Yep. Liz is the number. Liz Culkin is
Abby, Liz Culkin. So
Taylor Baltice has the front 6 in front of the desk here.
So where is Liz Culkin? Let's gonna start there. Let's start there. So depending on how long this goes, at least we can nab their scores.
All right, I got the scores. I'm going to give them to you. There's a front 8 alert. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Liz Culkin is on 33 and 34. We have the scores here. All right, folks, here we go. Fresh off the presses. Scores. Liz Culkin. I'm starting with 32. Liz Culkin. Let me get my straight edge. I need a ruler. It's just like school. Okay, Liz Culkin at plus 164. These are the scores that I have in my hand right now, just handed to me by Ricky B. Again, Liz Culkin, 32nd plus 164. 31st is Abby Ragsdale, according to what I have in my hand, at plus 178. Alexis Nyer's 30th at plus 184. So, other players that I see that may have been misstrued online, like Melissa Brinders, for example. Brinders on here is at plus 85, so perhaps a score for Melissa Brinders that shouldn't have been, I'm guessing. Let's see, Lauren Pate, 33rd at plus 155. Lauren Pate right now can get to 24 max. Summer Jasmine is 34th at plus 155. Casey Eden is 35th at plus 154. So, still some room. We'll see if the front 8 attempt is still ongoing. Mike's on his way back, so that generally doesn't seem good. All right, there's talk about a championship video. Yes, 2005. 2005 Intercollegiate Team Championships. I am in that video. Bold. I missed despair, but I bowled. Taylor Boltice, front 7 and D. Brian Valenta was the anchor on that one. I think Brian's, from a Christian Ascona perspective, he's thinking of 2014. By the way, the 2014 team also had Kyle Sherman on it. How about that? So Taylor Boltice, who is at this point certainly safely in the number, now with an opportunity at 3 hundo. Who's going to lead? That's still in question. Deandra Asbeatty can still get to 229.
Emil.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the scores are updated on the online correctly now.
All right.
Liz Culkin was the number. She just struck on her first ball in the 10th frame. She can still bowl 264. So she is in.
She's in.
She's bowled incredible tonight. Congratulations to Liz. We will see her tomorrow morning in the top 32, bowling 6 more games to qualify. She's done what she's needed to do. She has punched her ticket. For those of you online that want to keep track of everything, you can help us out. You can go on and you can go to PWBA.com. You can check the standings, and they are now 100% accurate online.
Appreciate the staff for rallying and getting that all taken care of.
What else would you like to know?
We've got Lauren Pate nearby. She is 33rd. Let's see. Oh, Kayla Crawford. Uh-oh. Did we get to 4? PWBA 4?
Yeah. Yep. And we just need to keep an eye on PWBA 2 as Taylor Boltice has the front 8.
Indeed. Is that the one? Yes, this is it. So Kayla Crawford trying to make a late run here. She fell out of the number after being at one point early today, 200 and some change, if my memory serves correct. And now, back 7. .258 max score. Right now she'd be in the 240s. I think this one would certainly get her in if she can get there.
I agree.
Also on this pair, where's Jody Weston?
It says 268 on the scoreboard.
Say that again? I'm sorry. Oh, plus 268. Thank you.
On the scoreboard. Yeah.
She's in.
Yep, 17.
Oh, Kayla Crawford. Wow, Kayla. That's determination right there. Taylor Boltice has the front 8, or excuse me, the front 9.
Yep, front 9. We will take you there. It is right here in front of us. Missy Parkin bowling a big game. She was plus 201 according to the scoreboard. She can still bowl 267.
So Kayla has leapfrogged a couple people. Michelle Carey had a really good question, and I wasn't sure where Daria Hayo was. It looks like she may be on the low.
Yeah, she's down on 5 and 6. She had 245 left.
Okay.
I'll double check on that and on Deandra as well. Or Deandra's just to your right. What has she got going?
She can max at 229. She's got a double. She'll be stepping up in the 10th frame in a few.
I'll get a Brianna Cote update then.
All right, nice job again from Kayla Crawford. We'll watch Jody Westner try to finish this thing out here. Nicely done. Westner, 279 to finish the block. All right, so let's move on over to Taylor Boltice. Like mentioned, Missy Parkin. She is advancing to tomorrow. Bonus bowling. So again, that cut number plus 164. So with Liz shooting 240, Mike said, I believe. The cut number is probably going to increase in this final game, which means I'm already out of it at plus 157.
Got some numbers for you.
All right, here we go.
Daria Payok, 246. Done. Summer Jasmine, 232 the last game.
So plus 187.
Also, Shannon Polhowski, 269 the last game.
Ooh.
She will lead this afternoon block, evening block, depending on what part of the country you're in. I am going to move. It looks like You already taking us over here?
We're there, bro.
Okay.
So that would mean that Summer is at plus 187.
And Daria is at 176.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah. It's at 245, right?
Yep, 245. Took her to 176, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm just not sure anyone's going to fall out.
Yeah, I don't know either. Missy Parkin, really nice game. 267 for Missy here. Taylor Baltice, though, all eyes are on her. She'll be up in just a moment. Front 9. Well in the cut number already.
So Taylor Baltice could potentially bookend our qualifying here. Verity Crawley opened up competition this morning with 300. Taylor Baltice is trying to close qualifying with 300. Taylor, a rookie 2019. Crosses over. Just a 6-pin, but great bowling to Taylor. Tiny round member 268 according to Brian.
I'm going to get you Shannon Polnowski as well as Deandra Asbeatty to talk to.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Ready.
All right, Shannon is here. And so without further ado, Shannon Pluhowski, first of all, congratulations. Great bowling this evening.
Thank you.
I've got to ask right off the bat, we saw kind of the end of round 1 and the look that you had, and it looked to be the same in round 2. Was that the case? And how did you manage to continue to strike the way that you did?
It was the case, and I used a lot of from when we were here 2 years ago on how I moved around and the little sudden changes I made throughout the block. Try to get about 3 games out of each ball and kind of go from there.
I had to imagine you probably haven't had a ton of time to get competition ready. Of course, with all of the time you were spending, obviously, with Nebraska from the coaching perspective. So are you kind of slowly getting back into the continued competition mode at this point?
Yeah, after a bad first week, I went back and practiced really hard for the week before Lincoln. Had a good week last week and just trying to carry the momentum forward. Had success here 2 years ago, so just kind of using that and trying to make spares and make good shots.
Was there anything specific in regards to kind of the notes that you took that when you thought about Yorktown, you was like, okay, well, I know that this amount of pairs were favorable the last time I was here. Did that make sense?
I didn't really, pair to pair. I just know that there's no too far left type thing. It kind of bounces back off the gutter, so I can just keep creeping to the left, and what I like to do anyways.
So for tomorrow, obviously, multiple times the pattern is going to be applied. Who knows what's going to happen? Do you carry the same strategy, at least right now? Do you look ahead to continuing that?
Yeah, I think so. I had looks with other balls too, not just the purple urethane, but more comfortable with that one right now. So we'll look at, going into tomorrow, and hopefully it continues to work for 12 more games.
All right. Well, Nebraska's been doing their thing this year, so I hope you keep that going tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. That is Shannon Pluhowski leading the squad tonight. Looks like bowling is officially complete. The cut number will be on its way shortly, as I raise the mask just a little bit. So we will be on the air, obviously, until this number is official and it's announced, as we welcome in Mike Flanagan, of course. And Mike, we heard Shannon All the things that you talked about today, spot on. Obviously, great work from the reporting side regarding Shannon. But you heard her say it there. You know, she talked about the multi-urethanes. She had 3 balls to work with, basically. And I think that's a strategy she has used in the past. So if she has something that she likes, you get a couple of them. They're ready to go from a surface perspective. So all she got to do is go to the next one and hopefully keep the train going.
Yeah, so I'm hearing an unofficial number according to the ball reps, and they're right 95% of the time.
That's true.
This is completely unofficial. I've done a little math myself. 192, we believe, is the number 192. So I don't know on our guesses in the chat. If you had a 192, you might be right. You might be right. Might be crazy, right? Isn't that how the song goes? Brianna Cote, the last game, 259. She is your tournament leader. 259er. In the meantime, I'm going to go get you another guest. Somebody you know very well who bowled extremely well here tonight.
I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
I just have to find her. She shall be around. And I will do that. And I will... Where should we go? I'll just put you on.
Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. It's good to talk to the good people. Nonetheless, while I actually take a look and see, do I see any 192s? I do see one right off the bat. Kimberly, I think that was Kim Power Defer. I think I didn't write a lot of last names down. So if Kim is still watching, I think right now she would be the leader in the clubhouse. This is the Bowl TV chat community guesses. I actually see 2 192s. TJC 1120 also in there at plus 192. How about that? Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, there you are, Kim. I appreciate that. Nice job. There are a lot of 190s. I actually guessed. I see a 190 even. I see a 198. A couple of those. Actually, 3 190s. 4 190s were guessed. So you guys weren't far off. There was a 193 as well. All right, so we await. We believe to talk to Deandra Asbeatty on her great bowling today. So while we wait, and we just kind of take a moment to, observe and absorb really what we just watched for 12 games today. We obviously watched some high scores, right? I was on record as saying I enjoy high scores every now and then. I think it's fantastic. It forces you to execute well. When you do have room to miss and you have some opportunity to score, you can't pass it up. So your execution has to go up a level, in my opinion, because everyone else obviously has the same opportunities that you do to score. Now, we really believe we've seen that. Specifics, Shannon Pluhowski, we just talked about her and the work she's done today. We believe leading the squad, that's unofficial, but Danielle McEwen was right there, man. 824 in the middle for 3 games. She's been unbelievable today. And obviously dealing with the foot injury and the pain, et cetera, et cetera. That is some impressive bowling by D-Mac today. Brianna Cote, obviously, we talked about her today.
Your tournament leader at plus
and Tennille has the advancers.
Qualifying in 4th at plus 438, Danielle McEwen. In 12th at plus 352, Stephanie Johnson. And our 32nd and final qualifier at plus 192, Jen Higgins.
All right, that's official. Jen Higgins plus 192, 32nd. And we have our, what we believe, D is second. Deandra Asbeatty. How about that?
Hello.
D, first of all, congrats. Great bowling today. You have done a lot of writing recently and talked about your bowling, and each performance each week is not necessarily a definition of who you are. but you struck a lot today. So I'm saying that's who you are. So
It
what
wasn't
was
what I was today.
what was the deal today? What was working out there for you?
Oh man. Well, the first part of the question, I think that as professional bowlers, we kind of judge ourselves per block, per day, per tournament, and it's emotional out here. There's so many highs and there's so many lows, and you can't help but feel like sometimes doubt yourself, or am I good enough? And I even go through those feelings being a professional for so many years. And so when I talk to the young ones out here, I know that they're feeling it too. So when you mention, the blogs that I've been writing about, just realizing that it doesn't define you, I think it's really important to talk on that for a moment, because, last week I just couldn't get matched up. The week before I made the cut last week, I really couldn't get lined up with the right ball in the right place. And it was frustrating. And, I saw Brianna in the parking lot on the way out, and she didn't make the cut either, and she was really, really upset. And I said to her, first I was like, "Are you okay?" Because I knew how she was feeling. When you don't have a good block, you don't have a good day, you don't have a good tournament, it's personal and it feels emotional. And so she and I had a conversation, and I just told her, I'm like, this, today doesn't define you. You just didn't find the right matchup, and like we're dealing with an invisible playing field. We can't see what's out there. We have to make a good guess. And I told her, I said, I always struggle at Sun Valley. For some reason, my role just doesn't really match up. And I said, you're going to get it next week. It's not a big deal. You really just have to go through those ups and downs, and then let go, learn from it, and then let go. And then here we are the next week. Like, we are not better bowlers this week. It's just that we found the right matchup, and we were able to figure it out and see the invisible. And so, I had a great day. I don't remember the last time that I bowled a tournament where I literally didn't change balls. Or strike this much. I feel like it's been, I don't know, like 2008 since I threw as many strikes as I did today. And it was like one of those days where I didn't have to be perfect. I could just be me. I was super loose. And when you don't have to be perfect, your swing is looser, and you just feel good. And so you get more breaks. And when you're pressing and when you're trying to find something, your arm swing is a little tighter, and you don't get the breaks. And I'm telling you, like, that is everything. And today, my score is really high. Normally in really high scoring tournaments, I struggled to like throw enough strikes to keep up with the best of them up there. But I really feel like today, what got me there was my mental game. I've been working a lot on my mental game, and I have been really focusing, because I know, like, my game is fine. I don't need to pick apart my game. I can always polish it up and tweak it, but it is here, and it's hard sometimes because we're our own worst enemy. And so today, and for the last, I'd say month and a half, I've really put a lot of work into my mind and making sure that it's right, and breathing, and just really enjoying being here, because you can get so wrapped up in it that it's so stressful that it's not that fun. And I don't want it to be that way.
The last couple of weeks, you've had some cool guests with you, at least in the city that you were in, of course. And Madden and Jersey aren't here this week, but I'm sure they've been watching, and I know that they're proud. So, any words for them as you head out tonight?
Oh, I miss them so much.
And John too, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard to be away from them. It was really nice to have them the last 2 weeks, because I didn't have mom guilt for leaving them. And so it was really neat to even though they can't come here and watch me bowl, they were close to me, and we could go to bed in the same hotel room and talk about the day. And that was really meaningful to me, and I'm so appreciative of those that watched them the last 2 weeks. And the reality is I didn't know anybody in Cleveland to schlep them to, so I couldn't bring them. But they were watching. And, before I left, Madden said, maybe you'll do even better just without us there. And I mean, I did, but it wasn't because they weren't here. You know, like they lift me up, and I'm so lucky that I have such a supportive family that allows me to go and bowl clear headed and with so much love. So I say all the time, like, how can I lose? Like, I'm winning already. And so when you come with that perspective, then your swing is looser and you enjoy it more. And then apparently you strike more. So I really appreciate Storm because without Storm, I don't think that what did I average? I mean, it's crazy. Like, I can't even believe it. Like, the first block I averaged 248. What? Like, that's insane. So thanks, Storm. Of course, thanks, Turbo. And you guys, I'm sporting a new jersey today that I might just wear forever every time you see me. This might be it. This is the jersey. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. I'm gonna wear it the Queens every day of the Queens.
Wait, so before we go, what did you shoot the last game?
229.
229 divided by 12, 239.91 to
What?
be exact on the average part.
Oh my gosh.
And to confirm, someone is watching under your account that says Deandra Asbeatty in the chat.
Oh, that's great.
We're watching Great Bowling Mom. And I think that is the perfect way to end this. D, great bowling today.
I'm about to cry, so I gotta go.
All right, great bowling. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
How about that? That is Deandra Asbeatty. We talked to Shannon Pluhowski. Hi, John. Hi, Madden. Hi, Jersey. And hello to Mike Flanagan, because that seemed like an excellent way to end the broadcast tonight. Someone obviously very fortunate and happy to be in the position and also thinking about family. It's been a wonderful day. I feel like there weren't that many ups and downs, but there kind of was. And it obviously is every time we get down to the cut number.
Yeah, anytime there's high scores, man, it's fast and furious for us up here. We do the best job we can to try to cover every number that we can. Obviously, as you cut down, the scores continue to go up, should at least tomorrow. I guess they're doing four to a pair. I don't know if they're doing three. I don't know what the cross is tomorrow, but faster pace. High scores is faster too. I just think when you get the best of the best, the cashers together, that you see a lot of scores, and we're going to see a lot of scores tomorrow morning. And then when we get down to that top 12, the lightning round is what JT calls it. It's going to be really fast, and then before you know it, we're going to snap our fingers, and we're going to have a top four, and we're going to have a great stepladder final here tomorrow night on Bowl TV. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day.
Michael, great work today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I look forward to tomorrow.
Me too, man. Looking forward to it for sure. Let's just real quick, I'll pop the graphic up, let everybody know what's going on, what the rest of our schedule looks like for the weekend.
Let's do that. And again, obviously, you see it tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern, round 3, cashers round, 6 games. And then we'll cut to the top 12 to advance to round 4. That'll be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, round 4, 6 additional games. And after that, we'll advance to the stepladder finals tomorrow night, which will take place at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, stepladder finals. But we got a long way to go. And before we say goodbye, let me just reiterate the cut number, plus 192. Again, plus 192, Jen Higgins. So congrats to Jen. She's been doing her thing, working and getting better each week. And here she is making the top 32. Big shout out to all of the brands and the sponsors, of course, of Bowl TV, PWBA specifically, Accessories 3G, BowlerX.com, Master, Turbo, and Genesis, Apparel Perspective, Apparel EFX, Coolwick High Five Gear, I Am Bowling by Logo Infusion, Indio Bowling, and Viz Sportswear, Ball Brands, Brunswick, Roto Grip, Storm, and certainly Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider. We'll talk about Kegel in just 1 second. We'll end this situation here back with the schedule graphic, of course, just so you know what's happening again tomorrow. Thanks to everyone in the chat, of course, as well. Deandra was fantastic. Yes, she was. Thank you to all of you for watching today. Excellent. Sal, I'll see you. Joe, Chris, everyone, including the United States Bowling Congress, the USBC board. the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, and the BPAA board. We mentioned Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the PWBA. The PWBA players, because without them, obviously, we wouldn't have seen what we saw today. And it was fantastic. And it was fantastic to get to talk with Dee, Shannon, and Brianna Cote, for example, today. Excellent, excellent competition. And of you, of course, the Bowl TV fans. Man, it's been fun to be back. And you guys have made it certainly a pleasure. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. My family does too. Having said all of that, for Mike Flanagan, my name is indeed Emil Williams Jr. Thank you. Good night. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. You have watched this presentation of the 2021 PWBA Greater Cleveland Open live and only on BowlTV.com, where bowling lives here. Good night, folks.